Back on Tiger pregame and joined now by the head coach of the Clay Center Tigers, Todd Rice. Clay Center coming off win number 1 on the road at Concordia, and an impressive win to say the least, Coach. I know we've talked a little bit this week, but you came out and really set a tone in that football game on, I thought, both sides of the football.
I think so, and our guys came out ready to play. We still had a bad taste in our mouth from last year going to Concordia and getting them in a downpour, and just, so our guys are ready to go back and hopefully get a better surface and better track this time around. And, we talked about it in pregame. Our guys, they wanted the football. And we were kind of worried about that. Wind was kind of a factor, but they're like, Coach, give us the ball. And, we answered some great play calling, some great execution, came out, scored. They got the ball. It was 3 and out for them and just kind of set the tone.
We could talk about individuals, and I'll mention some names, but truly it's a 5-headed monster you had working on Friday night on the ground alone with Levi Fitzemeyer, second straight week. Great stuff. Adam Ebert before he rolls that ankle. Riley Griggs gets an open space. Cade Wallace had a big game, and Caleb Mindham really stepped in and did some big things for you on offense. So that's kind of fun to see everybody getting in the act.
It did, and it's just part of the buy-in with this offense that, it's a team-first mentality. It takes a mental and physical toughness to run this type of offense, and then the ability to feel good when it goes well for others, and then know the next time out maybe it's your number being called. And so whether it's in the running game, whether it's in the passing game, just guys working hard for each other and taking advantage when their opportunity comes.
Quickly, the offensive line as well. They did some really good things for you, really in both weeks. You moved the ball against Phillipsburg too, but to come out and establish the ground game and to get things working, they don't get their names called a lot, talked about a lot. They do a lot of work.
They do, and we were in tight set a lot the other night, and Zeb Bloom, having Zeb back and having a physical tight end, it starts with him, and then, Gavin Ware, Parker Folks, McCade Nullius, then Jake Wynn being with us, and then Holden Heigl. Up until a couple weeks ago, we're like, hey, we're going to play you at what position? And, then with an injury, Holden's started 2 weeks in a row and just done some great stuff for us. So those guys put their nose down and get after it.
The passing game worked a little bit too, Coach. You guys made a play in the early second quarter with the wind at your back. You just eaten yards up on the ground time and time again, and for the first time you went up top and found Peyton Lane wide open for 31 yards.
Yeah, it was just a great play call, great situation. They're giving us an awful lot of pressure out on the edge, and it's just that timing of a great play call at the right time with defense coming, and once in a while you get some of those things to happen. That's a lot of fun.
And then fourth and forever, I called it, going into the wind. You guys find a way to get it near the end zone, and Peyton Lane finds a way to catch the football.
Just a great job by Cade getting the football off under some really good pressure. And then, Lane, such a good athlete, and, him going after the ball. And, he's rolling around with it, and, you could tell he lost it in his hands, but I think he caught it with his feet, and just tremendous effort.
Let's talk about defense before we move on to the matchup tonight. Your defensive guys, and I will say up front, I know across the board they had a big game and your linebackers get involved, but when you look at the work of Parker Folks, you mentioned Zeb Bloom on offense, some of these same guys, Gavin Ware, Jonathan Kramer-Rainbolt. I'm going to miss some names, but they really caused problems for Concordia.
They did, and I think you really saw our quickness. And then Jonathan Kramer-Rainbolt's another guy that got an opportunity because of some injuries to some guys, and I tell you what, he showed some stuff the other night. I mean, all 4 of those guys were a big part of it up front, and I just thought our quickness and aggressiveness up front was big in that, and I think they just came in thinking they were running between the tackles. Our guys took that as a challenge and really took that away.
Let's talk about Goodland. It's a team that's a non-conference, but it almost feels like a league game. You've played them so many times. I know since you came here, we talked earlier in the week that you've played them several times. What about the Cowboys has you kind of uneasy?
They're a different opponent. They throw the football almost 70% of the time. The first 2 teams we played have been 80% run. So it's just a different opponent, different scheme. They run the Mike Leach air raid. They're under center this year, but it's still the air raid. They're going to pass first to set up the run. They're going to try to take advantage when you're over-aggressive with trap and with screens and those type of things. So it's going to take a lot of discipline. Guys are going to have to be covering a lot of routes. Defensively, they did some real aggressive things with us last year. They gave us some issues. And, it's a different opponent. I think they match up personnel in some areas really well. Their offensive line is huge. So I hope, again, our quickness and aggressiveness is an advantage for us. So it's just been some great matchups. I think we've had 3, maybe 1-point games in the last 4 or 5 years with them. So, their kids play hard.
The matchup comes in on bike night for the Clay Center Tigers. Great atmosphere, and coming off a win, which is a bounce-back win, you could call it. The way you guys played, you hope, and at least I would think, you consider it a jump-forward game. I mean, it's one you can really bounce off of.
Absolutely. And, we said good football teams make the biggest jump from week 1 to week 2. And, we didn't play at the level that we think we're capable of yet. But I think in some areas we made some big steps. And just the mentality, if our guys are willing to keep coming back to work and doing those things. Nick Saban went on a rant last weekend and talking to his team about complacency and, having the ability to do the little things right. I mean, that's it. That's it at every level. And so our guys just got to continue to work hard in practice, and then hopefully, we get a good product on the field on a Friday night.
Great week 1 win at Concordia. Let's go get them tonight, Coach.
All right, thanks a lot.
Back with more on pregame in just a moment.
Oldie Seed has soil-specific seed to fit your soybean acre-specific needs. Soybean varieties with excellent SDS, stress tolerance, excel on high pH levels, and salt excluders that will not limit your yield potential. Oldie Seed is your trusted supplier for high-yielding soybeans built to fit your specific needs. Call your Oldie Seed representative today at 877-692-4555. That's 877-692-4555.
With a fleet of semis on the road year-round, we rely heavily on our crew of top-notch mechanics to keep them running. If you'd like to take advantage of their expertise, bring your rig to us at TSI Kansas Incorporated. We offer heavy-duty diesel maintenance and repair on both your semi-tractor and trailer. We sell and repair tires, do oil changes, fix electrical problems, and we have an extensive parts network. I'm Jason Hall of TSI Kansas, based in Clay Center. Go ahead and like our Facebook page.
Next year's wheat crop depends on good decisions now. Talk with Sheldon, Pat, Doug, or Josh at Crop Production Service in their new location, west of Clay Center on Highway 24. They'll lay out your choices for weed control, choosing the right wheat seed for your soil conditions, and supply the fertilizer you need to apply it yourself, or you can take advantage of their custom application. Crop Production Services does everything they can to help increase the productivity of their local farmers.
Why have you chosen to live where you do? Is it because you want to raise your kids in a small town atmosphere where it's safer, schools are smaller, and you don't have to fight heavy traffic? Have you given thought to the fact that your small town will only survive if its people shop local? Ray's Apple Market works hard to earn your business by offering variety, specialty items, fresh produce, and they still carry out your groceries. Do you love your hometown? So does Ray's Apple Market. Open 7 days a week till 10 p.m.
From the Tigers, then we say good evening and welcome to a Football Friday. Rocky Downing along with Chet Carlson back with us here in the booth on a Football Friday night. The Tigers getting set to face the Goodland Cowboys. And I know, Chet, you and I and everybody else in the stadium gets a little jacked up on a Football Friday. Do you feel like you could go out and even go play a little bit for a few seconds anyway? Tonight, that has been escalated after Tiger Bike Night. What an atmosphere when those bikes get out there and rev this thing up on a Friday.
Oh, it was so fun. And, we had them all around the track. We had them two side by side, and the team walked between them. It was a great night, and they got people that were already excited even more excited, and it's a beautiful night.
It has turned out to be gorgeous. We weren't sure, even up till this morning. The forecast kept going back and forth, kind of bubbling on whether it's going to be good, bad, indifferent, whatever. Kind of the same way as last week, Chet. They were worried about a wet field, a wet track as it had been last year at Concordia. They went back again for the second straight year to the Panthers, and the Tigers really came out. I know you weren't there, but the Tigers came out, Chet, and really sent a message on what they wanted to do. And Coach Rice said the offense said they wanted the football to start. They got it, and they took care of business. They had like 10 minutes, 37 seconds of the first quarter on offense, and they build up a 14-0 lead at halftime.
Well, and I love that. Now, I love that attitude of taking it from the beginning, saying we want to do this. Now, let's face it, so many parts of our state are much more saturated than we are.
Right.
But as beautiful as this field looks right now, it's wet out there. And so that's what it takes is determination, your attitude. You're going to go out and set the tone, set the pace, whether you're going to pass, whether you're going to throw. You know what you're going to do. And, that's what can make a difference, and you want to get the early jump.
Both these teams come in at 1-1, both off of opening season losses to state-ranked teams. For the Goodland Cowboys, they went on the road in their opening game and lost to Norton. That's a team that's getting some votes in their division. Then the Tigers went to Phillipsburg. Of course, we know they're the defending 2A state champions and ranked in 3A this year. Then last week, both came off of really good wins. For Goodland, they went to Great Colorado, which is not uncommon for the Goodland Cowboys to cross the border, and they came out with a 55-6 win. For the Tigers, it was an NCKO matchup, and they went into Concordia, and as I mentioned, really dominated. So both these teams kind of feel good about themselves. They have some confidence, some swag, if you will, going into week number 3, and I know both would love to come out 2-1 tonight.
Yeah, and I mean, they do match up very well, from the paper, from the record. And what you just said, honestly, we're used to playing Goodland in district.
Concordia.
We're used to playing these teams in the last 3 games of the season when the record means something different. It's really fun to play them now, but Goodland had to go less distance to play that Colorado team last week, and they had to come here to Clay Center tonight. But I think we're going to see if Goodland can get going what they want, they're probably going to pass 60, if not 70% of the time. Now, the Tiger objective is to not let them do that, not let them get that going, because if they can't do that, they can't do anything.
And the Tigers up front last week were outstanding, both sides of the football. But I go to defense. I know you're a defensive guy, and I'm telling you, the guys up front made the life of the Concordia Panthers running backs not fun on Friday. They really got after them. They got into the backfield. They disrupted things. They want to do even more of that tonight against this team, and I think they might try to let a few guys loose and say, boys, sick them against the quarterback.
Well, and I do know a couple of guys that do have a green light to go tonight, and I'm anxious to watch it. I don't want to say it right now because I want to let it play out. But if it plays out like I think it can, it's going to disrupt everything, and that's where it can happen when a team wants to throw the ball, and they want to throw short passes so that they can later open up the long pass. Now, they're going to spread it all around. They're going to bring out a lot of different formations, but if we can disrupt it before they can even get their 1, 2, 3 second count back there, then it doesn't matter what their play call is, and that's what we're hoping to do.
Tigers and Goodland Cowboys, week 3, both teams 1-1, a football Friday night on Orange and Black Packs Tiger Bike Nights. Kickoff is just around the corner. Stay tuned.
A lot of people sell seed. Central Valley Ag offers a unique extra service, a master seed advisor to help you pick the right seed.
Identifying the different fields, how they manage it, and making proper recommendations from A to Z.
CVA Master Seed Advisor Mike Ager is part of the team.
Whether it's the planting date, or fertility management, crop protection programs, plant health treatments, success starts with making the seed selection.
Want a Master Seed Advisor in on your plan? Talk to Central Valley Ag.
United Bank and Trust has been fulfilling the banking needs of families and businesses in Northeast Kansas for decades. United Bank and Trust is always advancing and is excited to introduce a new and improved mobile banking app for your smartphone. Simply search UBT Mobile in the App Store and download. It's a mobile fast world, and so is United Bank and Trust. The bank for your future. United Bank and Trust. Banking for your way of life. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Who would have thought fans would worry about a sun field tonight on the Tigers side of the field, but there is a bright ball of fire out in the western horizon, and it's gorgeous to see here at Auto Winter Stadium. From the den, the Clay Center Tigers will open up with the football as Goodland gets set to kick it off, and they bring one of their Bubbas from the line. Louis Ledesma is their kicker at the offensive line position. We don't have sizes on him, but he is a wide body that will be putting it off for the Goodland Cowboys to the Tigers. Last week, Chad, we mentioned a matchup against Concordia. It was a well-balanced attack, to say the least. Cade Wallace, 50 yards rushing. Caleb Minden had to come in when Adam Ebert went out, 32 yards. Levi Fitzenmeyer, 75 yards on the ground. Ebert, before heading out, 18 yards. Hunter Mullen, 43 yards, and they did it through the air as well with 2 touchdown scores. to Peyton Lane, both of those passes from Cade Wallace. The Tasty Pastry kickoff is knocked downfield, and it's going to be taken back at the 18-yard line, a return right back up the middle, and the Tigers with pretty good pursuit up the front line across the 35-yard line. The ball comes loose. The whistle says down, and it will be Clay Center's football to begin. Caleb Mendham with the return for the Tigers, and the Tigers take over in pretty good field position on the return by Caleb Mendham.
Well, and that's a good thing after such a cloudy day all day. I mean, at 4 o'clock, it was still, the weather looked weird and overcast out there. We have bright glares out there, and I saw that ball shoot out. Fortunately, about 2 officials were over there, stomping the ground with their foot saying, no, we have it down right here at the 36-yard line, 37.
Tigers take over on the opening possession here on a Football Friday. Cade Wallace at quarterback. McCade Melius is center. Is Levi Fitzenmeyer behind. In motion will go Riley Griggs. And now we have a penalty flag down. I think they've got the Goodland Cowboys jumping. Griggs went in motion. This is a typical move by the Tigers. He went behind Wallace, stopped to go back to the wingback position to get the next call, and Goodland jumped when he stopped, and so it's 5 free yards early on.
Yeah, so we're starting out with a 1st and 5, with our very first snap of the game. Now Goodland has played us for the last several years, and they're used to that play, but, it's the first play of the game, jitters.
Little Lancy, and it cost the Cowboys 5 yards. 1st down and 5. Now the Tigers with the football at their own 43-yard line. Great position to start. Wallace under center. In motion goes Mullen. They'll hand off. They'll pitch out left. Riley Griggs, great catch in traffic. Gets by one defender that is hit and knocked backwards. He may have gotten to the line of scrimmage. That'll be all. It'll be 2nd down and long for the Tigers. Let's set the offense for Clay Center. We mentioned McCade Melius, the center up front. To his right is Parker Folks and Gavin Ware. To his left is Jake Wynn and Holden Heichel. The tight end is Zeb Bloom. They'll move him in and out, and they'll also bring in different wide receivers throughout the ball game. Anthony Atkinson-Enneking is in the game now to the left side. The wingbacks, Hunter Mullen starting in place of Adam Ebert. Adam will play defense. Riley Griggs on offense, Levi Fitzenmeyer the fullback, and Cade Wallace the quarterback, who pulls it out of the belly of Fitzenmeyer and does dive forward for maybe a yard. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 4. So the 5-yard penalty on the opening play gave them an opportunity. The Tigers now faced with really a 3rd down and manageable situation.
Yeah, no gain on first snap, 1 yard on second. So 3rd and 4. Goodland stopped us on the first 2 snaps. We need to pick up this 1st down.
Tigers going quick in the offense. Griggs goes in motion. Goes in motion, then stops, goes back to the right side. Now they look to the sideline. Tight formation. 1 receiver off to the right side. That's Peyton Lane. And then Atkinson-Enneking is tight to the left. In motion goes Hunter Mullen. They'll pitch out to Hunter. Tries to get by 1 tackler, then is hit again. Drops in the backfield, loses 2. It'll bring up 4th down. The Tigers will be forced to punt from their own 42-yard line.
Well, the Tigers wanted to take that ball and take control of it, put together a little something. It looked promising with an early penalty on 1st down on Goodland, but Tigers unable to move anything, bringing the punting team on right now.
Love the orange jerseys, Chet.
Yeah.
The new jerseys out tonight look great, don't they? Cade Wallace will drop back to his own 30-yard line to punt. Parker Folks is the long snapper. Dylan Moon, the protection man. They get it to Wallace. Good snap. The kick is away and a good one. High in the air. Taken in a crowd. The ball loose for a moment. And fortunate for Goodland that they are able to wrap that up and keep possession. It was Tate Withington who had the football pop out of his hands. The Tigers were in the area, but he was able to get back going.
We were in the area, and all we got was an arm on him. And you know what? If you get anything square on him, that ball is bouncing all over the field. Because at that point, when we were getting there, he did not have control. But he was able to pull it in. They have 1st down here at the 24.
The offensive line for Goodland huge, so the Tigers will have to work around the big bodies up front, but they will throw it a lot, Goodland. About 70% of the time, they love to throw the football. Levi Archie, you know that name from last year at quarterback. He will hand off on the 1st down up the middle, and the Tigers wrap it up. Parker Folks, Jake Wynn and company in there on the tackle. It'll be 2nd down and about 9. They can gain maybe a yard of that 1st down carry.
Well, it doesn't matter what level of football, NFL, anything. If it's a heavy passing offense, it's not uncommon to come out with 1st down as a running play right up the middle. Try to see if you're going to keep them honest, maybe get some cheap yards there. They only got about 2. The Tigers did a good job.
2nd down, 8, 9:15 to work opening quarter. No score as of yet. Tigers stopped on their first series. And now trying to return the favor. Up front, Parker Folks, Gavin Ware. To the right side is Levi Archer. Now goes under center, which is uncommon. We'll get back to the defense in a moment. Back to pass. Stands in the pocket, fires out, has a receiver. Defender slipped that time. Good tackle in the open field, though, by Clay Center. The tackle made in the defensive backfield by Peyton Lane after the catch was made downfield. It brings up third down.
Well, and on a quick slant like that, we had the guy defending that we want. I mean, the very athletic Anthony Atkinson-Enneking there, right? But that wet grass, you know, he slips right before the ball got there, and they were able to complete the pass. They still did not pick up the first down, so it's 3rd and short.
Tigers have Jonathan Kramer, Rainbolt, Zeb Bloom up there with Folks and Ware, as we mentioned. Atkinson-Enneking, an outside linebacker. Caleb Mendham on the outside of the corner. Riley Griggs, Hunter Mullen, Jake Wynn, those are linebackers. And now we've got a timeout taken on 3rd and short by Goodland with 8:14 to work in the opening quarter. So didn't like what they saw, didn't have the right alignment, whatever it may be. Goodland burns a timeout. No score, 8:14 to work opening quarter. We're back after this.
I was arranging office furniture when in sauntered.
Hey, central office, service and supply guy.
Can I help you, Mr. Fonzarelli?
I just got a real job, you know, the kind where you sit at a desk and all. Problem is, sitting at that desk all day is killing my back.
I can help with these Laurel ergonomically friendly items like this adjustable height footrest, monitor riser, and multitask chair. You can change positions comfortably, and they're all on sale in September. You can even work standing up.
Hey, can I work sitting on my bike? Whoa!
Well, I don't know about that.
Someone told me that a weed is an unloved flower. Well, I never get away with giving my wife a bouquet of weeds. And to keep anyone from taking a risk, we're all about controlling the weeds in your 2017 spring crops. I'm Alan Heichel with Wilbur Ellis Reed Seed and Feed. And along with the quality fertilizer you need to produce a healthy crop, we also provide the herbicide to get the jump start on next year's unloved flowers. See us at Wilbur Ellis Reed Seed and Feed for all your fall fertilizer applications.
Tigers on defense. Goodland with a 3rd down and 1 and using a timeout early in this ball game. 8:14 to work in the opening period. Handoff, second back through, and some room to run. He gets it through and across the 35-yard line. They only needed the 34, and it's out to the 36, maybe 37. 1st and 10 for Goodland. They'll move the chains for the first time.
Yeah, that was an easy first down for them. You know, that was when you're lined up 3rd and 1, you like your chances on offense, but you also like your chances on defense. And as we came out there, we did not have a good answer to the play call. They picked up about 3-4 more yards than they needed for the first down.
Nolan Deeds, the one back now behind Levi Archer, the quarterback who goes under center. He's back to pass. Short drop, hit from behind, but gets rid of it in time, and the pass is going to be completed in the open field. A good tackle by Anthony Atkinson-Enneking. The pass complete that time to Brant Moll.
All right, I like what I'm seeing here. We know that they're going to want to throw a lot. I like how we got to the quarterback that time. We need to get there half a second sooner, right? Half a second sooner, and it's like we were playing cautious. There's no reason that we couldn't have been there half a second sooner. Second part of that, we had good coverage, but we were letting him catch the ball before we tackle him. We could have broken up that pass. So I like what I'm seeing. We are where we need to be on both sides. Just a little quicker.
4-yard gain, 2nd down and 6. 2 receivers to the short side right. 1 receiver left for Archer. This time, play action, rolling left. Now he's going to tuck it and try to run it. Atkinson-Enneking out there to make the tackle in the open field. It'll be a gain of 2 or 3, but it brings up 3rd down, still 3 to go, as Goodland moves it out to their own 44-yard line.
A really good tackle by Anthony on that play, and that's a hard tackle to make. People want, you know, when you're sitting in the stands, you want to stop him and drive him backwards. You don't realize how lucky you are to bring him down at all. You know, and he made a good stop to even keep him from getting the first down. This is a good quarterback. He's a junior, but he's been playing for like 30 years.
3rd down and 3. Goodland with the football at their own 44. Archer under center. Moving right, option play. He will pitch it, and there's going to be hit in the backfield, and then the Tigers come and posse it up, and the ball is going to be down at about the 46-yard line. The ball came loose. It was called down. It will be, did they give him first down yardage?
I don't think so, but I think it's close enough to measure, maybe. I don't.
Now they're at least a yard short.
Yeah.
It'll be 4th down and a yard. And Goodland from their own 46, lining up as if to go for it. We'll see if they try to draw the Tigers off sides or if they do try to punch one across. 4th down and short. 5:50 left in the opening period, no score. Goodland going for it on their own 46-yard line. Archer under center. Hard count. Tigers did come across the line, and that's going to give them a free 5 yards, exactly what Goodland was hoping for, and they got it in the middle of the line. It looked like Gavin Ware came across early.
Well, and he wasn't the only one that was flinching there, but everybody on that defense was told about 37,000 times in the last 10 seconds, go on the ball, don't jump on the hard count.
So that's hard to do.
Yeah, your adrenaline's going, and that's exactly what they did. And what they did was gave them a free first down.
1st and 10. Now Goodland moves it to the 48-yard line of the Tigers. Goodland brings the kicker. We mentioned him earlier. Big body up front, Louis Ledesma. He is going to snap it to Archer under center. One back behind. Quick drop. Fires across the middle. Has a receiver. Pass is going to be caught. Tackle made by Caleb Mendham. Help also coming from Peyton Lane. But a good pass on a little slant down the middle to Brant Moll. We've called that number before. Now, Goodland's got a little rhythm moving here in this opening quarter.
Yeah, and I don't like it because what I said a while ago is so true. We have our defensive scheme, and we have our chess players where they need to be. They just need to anticipate everything a half a second sooner, and they're going to break up the play instead of tackling a guy after he's made 5-6 yards. But we're letting them catch, and then we're going to try to tackle him. We can break that up. We're there.
Adam Ebert is on defense. He will not play offense tonight because of that rolled ankle from last week at Concordia. 1st and 10, Goodland. Little counterplay inside. Good hit by Folks, but the runner gets by. That is Darian Kent, who made a good breakaway from Parker Folks. That is not easy to do to get away from Big Daddy, but he did that time and picks up a good 5 yards.
Well, little number 80, he's a senior. He's been playing wide receiver for 4 years for Goodland out there, and he just bounced off of Parker. But we don't have weights on this program as you mentioned earlier, and I wish we did because Goodland is huge across that front line.
It is a gain of 4 officially. 2nd down and 6. The football now at the Clay Center 29-yard line. Goodland down to 4:15 to go in the first period. Marching. Archer back to pass. A lot of time. Fires out flat down the field. Has a receiver near the goal line. And getting by Adam Ebert is Darian Kent. We just mentioned him on the counterplay run. Now Archer hits him up top, and it's Goodland leading 6-0.
Well, he's a shifty, nifty little number 80, and he's a player. And, you know, he got out there. He got some space. And the quarterback, Archer, threw a very good pass out there and just beat us to the pylon for the touchdown.
There is a penalty flag, though, back well behind the play. The touchdown counts. I don't know if that's a sideline infraction because they're talking to the Goodland sideline. There was a penalty back at the 30-yard line, but they did count the score, so that was after the play. I haven't seen an official call from the White Hat, though.
No, they're not.
Goodland still waiting to make their extra point attempt. So it's 6-0, Tigers trailing. Goodland with the touchdown pass of 25 yards to Darian Kent from Levi Archer. And now Goodland taking a long time to get to a huddle for the extra point.
Now Goodland's doing what we thought they'd do on offense. They're passing quite a bit, but what they're not doing, or what they're doing that I did not expect, is they're going under center and taking a very quick 1.5-step drop and firing.
And going for 2, here is Levi Archer, run to the right side, not there, and they will not get the extra point. So 6-0, Tigers trail. They do stop the 2-point try. 4:04 to work, first quarter. Tigers get the football back when we return.
State Farm is proud to support the people who make this community great. From our kids clubs, sports, and organizations to local projects like the Clay Center Zoo, we are proud to keep our dollars and ideas local and encourage you to do the same. For insurance, banking, and investments, contact me, David Borderling, at 428 Lincoln in downtown Clay Center, and trust State Farm's financial strength.
At Subway, Monday is no longer Monday. It's Sweet Onion Chicken Teriyaki Day. That's the $3.50 sub of the day. Subway has a different 6-cent sub of the day every day of the week. Each has no artificial flavors or colors from artificial sources. For just $3.50, it's a great sub for a great price. Wednesday, that's Turkey Breast Day. Friday, Tuna Day. The $3.50 sub of the day every day at Subway. At participating restaurants, additional charges for extras and deluxe plus tax may not be combined with other offers. for a scoop on their discount cards.
Goodland scores an early TD and leads 6-0 with 4:04 remaining in this opening quarter. So the Tigers will work from behind here against the Goodland Cowboys, much the way they did last year, Chet. They fell behind on a real quick strike. This time Goodland methodically marched down the field, and the Tigers now get it back. Here's the kickoff from Ledesma. Short kick taken by an up-back. That's at the 31-yard line. Return through the middle, out across the 40-yard line. And the Tigers will have good field position once again, as Clay Center saw Gavin Siebel take that just around the 30 and take it out about a 10-yard return. Clay Center starts at their own 40.
I'll tell you this right now, because Gavin can run it. Gavin can catch it and run it. He's an intended type runner. I used to play that same position like 1,000 years ago, and I never wanted the ball to come to me. You know, I was there not to return a ball, not to catch a ball.
And if you did, your rules were drop down on it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It was a good return of 5-6 yards by Gavin. We got good field position here.
Tigers have Wyatt Alexander wide to the right side. Zach Bloom, the tight end right. Cade Wallace puts Griggs in motion. Now hands off underneath to Levi Fitzenmeyer. Not touched there by the Goodland defense. It'll be a gain of maybe 1, and it's 2nd down and 9. Levi has been awesome running through the middle, and obviously after 2 weeks of really good success, Goodland's going to know about number 21.
Well, they've seen a little film. They've seen a little film on where Levi's gotten his success in the last 2 weeks, and he did. I mean, he picked up 100 yards on the first week. He was leading rusher last week with, 85 or something like that. But it's still going to be there in a little bit. It'll be there.
Griggs in motion. They fake to him. Now the pass from Wallace downfield. He has Wyatt Alexander trying to make a guy miss at the 30-yard line. He is finally tackled at the 28. Wyatt Alexander wide open, and on the numbers, Murph Wallace to the animal. Wyatt Alexander, and it's 1st and 10 Tigers.
Yeah, that's like I don't know, but it was they were just playing catch out there.
Right.
You know, and he had to get it over the defenders, and he kind of lofted it, so that put Wyatt in a position where he couldn't just lay back the ears and head for the end zone.
Peyton Lane wide left, Wallace under center. So the Tigers trying to loosen up that Goodland defense with a pass downfield, and they connect with Wyatt Alexander. Hand off to the middle. This is Levi Fitzenmeyer to the 25-yard line. That'll be a gain of 3, 2nd down and 7.
And there was a 30-yard gain on that pass play to Wyatt Alexander. So that can have an effect on the running game as well. We hope that it turns into that.
Or loosen it up even a little there with a 3-yard gain on 1st down for Fitzenmeyer.
Right.
Bloom, the tight end left, Lane wide to the left. Fitzenmeyer behind Cade Wallace, who goes in under center, 2nd down 7. Works to the left side, pitch out. He's got a runner out to the outside. That is Riley Griggs turning the corner to the 10, knocked out of bounds at about the 8-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 Tigers. The third option for Cade Wallace. He faked it underneath, started it outside, pitched to Riley Griggs. That speed turned on the burners, and he gets it down inside the 10. It's 1st and goal Tigers.
Well, you can't coach speed. You know, you can't teach speed. You can coach it, but Riley did a good job of once again pulling in the pitch, getting around the corner, getting up the sideline.
2:35 to work, first period. Wallace under center. In motion goes Griggs to the right this time. Handoff underneath. Levi Fitzenmeyer breaks the tackle down to the 5. Still turning. He'll take it near the 4-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and goal. Tigers trying to answer the early touchdown by the Goodland Cowboys.
Well, I tell you what, our offensive coordinator people just have to be going crazy here with the potential we have. As I look out at this Goodland defense, they are so shallow. They are so tight. They are offering us so many things. It might not be right up between the guards, but they are offering us a lot right now.
1:58 to work, first quarter. Griggs in motion left to right. Underneath, they give it to Fitzenmeyer again. Short yardage play. It'll be, well, now the ball comes loose. Let's see if they rule the Tigers down or not. I believe they say that he was down. Is that correct?
Yeah.
It is. Tigers keep the football, 3rd down and goal. Though it did give him loss of yardage after he had moved it down near the 3. It's back at the 5-yard line, so 3rd down and goal at the 5.
Well, this is a big down. 3rd down and goal at the 5. This is a very, very, very important down. We need to, if not score, get right up to inside the 1.
Peyton Lane, wide right. Wallace works left. Pitch out left side. Hunter Mullen turns the corner near the pylon, dives forward. He is short. Well, Chet, they didn't get in, but they got down, as you said, near the 1-yard line. This is likely an opportunity to go for it on 4th and goal at the 1.
the way we've been running our offense so far, I think we're going to break this open in a little bit, but what we've done so far, we're not good from a yard and a half out. I like our chances here.
4th down and goal, a minute 13 to work. Tigers going for it. Quarterback Keith diving forward. Cade Wallace at the end. No signal. Still no signal. A scramble at the pile where the football is at, and they are going to say no. Goodland has stopped. It is Cowboys football inside their own 1-yard line. The Tigers couldn't quite push it across.
Well, that was a big stop by Goodland, and the Tigers were trying to go quick there.
Right.
You know, we got up there and tried to go quick. We're inside the 1-yard line, and we went with the quarterback keeper. 9 times out of 10, that's going to be a touchdown. Goodland got the stop that time.
Tigers will start on defense now with Goodland pinned deep. Let's see if they can pin those ears back a little bit like we talked about, Chet, and make something happen here with Goodland working from their own end zone.
So we got to take advantage of this field position.
Goodland goes under center again with Levi Archer. 1 back, actually 2 backs behind him this trip. They will turn, handoff right side. And it is a short yardage play, pushed back into the end zone. The initial move, though, by Goodland may have got them back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd down and long from inside their 1 still.
It's, you know, you look at the chain gang across the field there, and the chains are basically from the goal line to the 10, right? You know, it doesn't even look like they're outside of that end zone. But, yeah, they picked up less than a yard there. It's 2nd. They're calling it 2nd, and well, they're calling it 2nd and 10 on the scoreboard, and that's what it looks like.
Still inside the 1-yard line. The receiver wide right for Goodland. That is Cade Withington. 2 receivers left. Archer with 1 back behind. 25 to work in the opening quarter. Handoff up the middle and some room to run out across the 5-yard line. Goes the big back from the backfield, the senior Nolan Deeds. That'll get him across the 5. Now it brings up 3rd down and short, and that likely will be the final snap of this first quarter down to 8 seconds. And Goodland will let this thing wind down. Play center trails 6-0. Headed to the second quarter. From the den, it'll be 3rd down and 3. Goodland from their own 8-yard line when we return.
The Cooper Tire Take the Money and Ride event is back this fall. Whether you're getting ready to tailgate or take a scenic drive, you can get the right tires and a reward of up to $70 with the purchase of a new set of 4 qualifying tires. Cooper quality tires for the road are the perfect way to get your car ready for the season and save. Visit your Farmers Cooperative Tire branch today.
Investing in our owners' success. Farmers Cooperative.
For a pre-owned quality car, there's one place to shop, Glaven Ford of Clay Center. We have vehicles starting out as low as $2,995. Due to high volume sales, we are overstocked on pre-owned vehicles and we're willing to let them go at amazing low prices. Let our loss be your gain. We stand behind our product and we stand behind our amazing customers. We are home of engines and oil changes for life. So come see us and check out this great selection of pre-owned vehicles and shop us online at GlavenFordofClayCenter.com.
Back once again in the den, the Clay Center Tigers down 6-0 right now. The Tigers with 28 yards rushing, 33 through the air on that 1 pass play downfield that got him in position. For Goodland, 23 yards rushing, 37 yards through the pass, but that all coming on basically the 1 series that pushed them across the end zone for a 6-0 lead right now. And our thanks to Tiger statistician Mike Argo for getting us up to date on some of those stats this evening. And Clay Center, neither team really pushed it a bunch. It's just that all the yards for Goodland came on the 1 series thus far.
Yeah, they were able to move the chains a few times. They stretched it out to 3rd down, 4th down, and they were able to move the chains and keep their drive going. Our first series was 3 and out, even after starting out with the 5-yard penalty against Goodland. And so, you know, each team's kind of trying to find their rhythm, trying to figure out where they're at here. Both teams have found some success on offense, but nothing sustained, really. So Tigers on defense here hoping to take advantage of having Goodland clear back on this short field.
Tigers crowded up around that line. 3rd down and 3. Goodland from their own 8s. Working right side. Archer's going to run it. Has some room. Spins off a tackler and moves it out. He's got 1st down yardage. And Goodland from inside their own 1 to begin moves the chains again. And that's a huge play for the Goodland Cowboys.
It really is. And part of the reason that was successful is they hardly ever run that play. You know, he's athletic. He can pass well. He can run okay. But they hardly ever stretch him down the line. It looked like an option, but there was really no option back there. You know, he acted like he was running an option play, but it was an intended quarterback keep it around the end, and he picked up the 1st down.
Folks, Ware, Kramer, Rainbolt, Bloom up front for the Tigers. Atkinson, Enneking up on the line. Adam Ebert up tight as well. In defense, Archer moves left side. Handoff quick hitter. This is Nolan Deeds, and 4 Tigers right on the play. Jake Wynn, Zeb Bloom, Parker Folks, Gavin Ware, all in the area. It'll be a short yardage run for Deeds in Goodland, 2nd down.
Well, and those 4 guys are key tonight. Those 4 guys have to keep everything plugged up in the middle. If we don't keep it plugged up in the middle, we can't do what we want to do against them on the pass. And so they're doing a pretty good job so far, and they're starting to kind of figure out what they need to do. They are outsized big time on the line. And so, they're kind of getting it figured out. It's still second and very long.
2nd down, 8, a gain of 2 on that first down play by Nolan Deeds, the fullback. Archer goes under center. He has 2 receivers left, 1 right. Archer back to pass. Stands in the pocket, fires across the middle, has a receiver. Big-time hit by Atkinson Enneking, but the catch is made downfield by the Goodland Cowboys, and hanging onto it nicely was Lucas Wood, who took the wood that time on the hit by the end man, but still hangs onto it and moves it across the 25-yard line.
Yeah, and I've been a little frustrated on the Tiger D for being in position and not closing on the play to break it up. That was just run very well by Goodland that time. That was one of those down and out and slants, and it was executed well.
Archer again to pass. Pressure coming in the backfield. He squirts right, now fires off his back foot toward the sideline. Nobody there. That's going to be intentional grounding. He had Parker Folks breathing down his back, and he threw up his back foot to the sideline right where the Goodland Cowboys coaches staff is sitting, and the Tigers will get some penalty yardage going back against Goodland here.
Well, that's a break the Tigers need. And I don't want to say a break as far as an unforced error. It was a forced error by the Tigers with the pursuit, and Wynn had that pursuit, and that's a call. Anytime a quarterback gets a grounding call, it's loss it down and big yardage. Well, when that happens back here on this end of the field, the Tigers now need to step up on this down, get the ball back for their offense.
You've mentioned before the Tigers need to pin their ears back. Just go. Is it more of a factor of just trusting themselves to go do their job? Because it seems like they're in position. They just need to go ahead and do it.
Sometimes it's trust, and sometimes they're trying to read too much. And I don't know what they're told tonight. I don't know what their responsibilities are at each position. But sometimes what often happens in high school football is a defensive player tries to read and then react. And sometimes you just need to let the reaction happen. And if we had been, we'd have broken up several pass plays.
Football's moved back inside the 5-yard line, and it's 2nd down. They lost the down. Now pressure again into the end zone. The Tigers will sack him in the end zone. They bring him down. Holden Heigl in on the play. The first contact coming from the Tigers. And I'm trying to get you a number on the first initial contact. Holden Heigl was the second to wrap it up. It was Parker, folks. Big Daddy and Holden Heigl come up with a big play in the backfield, and this will be a safety against Goodland.
What did we just say? We talked about, they need to take advantage of this costly penalty. Their line of scrimmage was out at the 26-yard line on the previous play. After the penalty, they're inside the 5, and this quarterback gets sacked in the end zone for 2 points for the Tigers and a free kick. They're going to get the ball back.
10-11 to go first half. 6-2 now. Tigers come up with the 2-point safety, and they'll get the football right back. And that was big-time pursuit in the end zone. And Archer, we've talked about how athletic he is. He had no chance back there.
I just saw about 7 people come up to Anthony and patting him on the head and the shoulders, so we know he was involved in there somewhere. There were a lot of Tiger orange jerseys.
No kidding, yeah. They got through and really got into the backfield and made the play. So the Tigers will get the football back, going from south to north now here in the second quarter. 10-11 to work. They trail 6-2, but again has the football back in possession after the safety tackle in the end zone.
You don't get many safeties in high school football. You just don't, man. So that's a big deal, and that can be a pivotal momentum changer. Right there. Short field where they're kicking from here. They get a free kick back here, and they're standing on their 15-yard line. They're going to punt the ball up there at the 20.
Caleb Mendham's back on his own 30 to receive, so they've got a great opportunity. It's a punt kick, high in the air, taken by an up-back. Hunter Mullen, dangerous. He takes it at the 41. Back up the middle. Now weaves his way through traffic. Nearly broke it. He takes it to the Goodland Cowboy 40-yard line. The Bulldozer puts the Tigers in great field position, down by 4, 6-2, and back with the football.
Well, you like on a free kick like that when it goes to an up back and it's Hunter Mullen. And he catches it at the 40, he takes it to the other 40. A nice little 20-yard return for Hunter there. Tigers with good field position. 10 minutes to go in this half, here in the second quarter, but the momentum is changing. I'm feeling it.
Cade Wallace puts a receiver wide left. That is Peyton Lane into the right side, or Lane right, and gets an inning to the left side. They throw downfield. Peyton Lane wide open. Up top. Touchdown, Tigers. Murph Wallace, the big play Lane. That's his third touchdown reception in the last 2 ball games. And the Tigers, just like that, reclaim the lead.
And his average is huge. That one was 40. Didn't he have a 38 last week?
A 31 and a 27 on 4th and 27 to the goal line. And now from 40 yards out, and Cade Wallace hits him up top. And you talk about separation, nobody around number 18.
And I'm going to give it to not just the line, but Cade Wallace. He made a great fake. He made a great fake like they were going with that run and play, and he ducked his shoulder, and then he pulled up, and Peyton was all by himself in the field.
Now Peyton Lane for the extra point try. Tigers have bounced right back and reclaimed the lead.
Ooh.
The hold from Hunter Mullen. The kick is up, and it is no good, wide right. Hunter got that down as quickly as he could, but the Tigers have struck back a safety and a 40-yard touchdown pass from Cade Wallace to Peyton Lane. The Tigers lead at 8-6 during the opening period.
A lot of people sell seed. Central Valley Ag offers a unique extra service, a master seed advisor to help you pick the right seed.
Identifying the different fields, how they manage it, and making proper recommendations from A to Z.
CVA Master Seed Advisor Mike Ager is part of the team.
Whether it's the planting day, fertility management, crop protection programs, plant health treatments, success starts with making the seed selection.
Want a Master Seed Advisor in on your plan? Talk to Central Valley Ag.
Students, are you looking for stress-free, convenient banking? The Citizens National Bank offers a student checking account. When you open your student checking account with CNB, you'll have all the benefits to make banking easy, such as a debit card, online banking with e-alerts, and mobile banking with the branded CNB app. Your smartphone is a great tool to access your account and monitor your daily transactions and balance. Stop by and open your student checking account today at the Citizens National Bank, member FDIC.
Tigers with the lead here, 8-6. As Chet said, you would think that would be a couple of touchdowns, one with a 2-point conversion, one that couldn't get it done, but no, it's the Tigers with a safety, and then the pass of 40 yards from Cade Wallace to Peyton Lane, and the Tigers lead at 8-6 with 9:57 to work here in this opening half. Kickoff coming from Levi Fitzenmeyer is going to be taken back at the 14-yard line. Return through the middle. Now the bounce out to the left side. Tackled from behind. Way to hang on in there for the Tigers that time. Defensively, a wrap up, and then the ball carrier tried to get away, but a good job by Brandon Loader to hold on and bring down the return man at the 25-yard line. So Goodland will take over at their own 25-yard line. The Tigers will have the football, or Goodland will have the football. The Tigers have an 8-6 lead.
Well, and we were talking about change of momentum. The safety, we felt it happening here. We had good field position. In less than 10 seconds of game time, we score a touchdown after that. So a great turn of events here. Now the defense needs to find their own here.
Levi Archer back to pass again. Stands in the pocket, has time, fires downfield, has a receiver, but it's bobbled. Coverage by Riley Griggs. The pass intended that time downfield for Casey Strammel, and he just dropped the football that time.
Yeah, he was there. The pass was there. I mean, it wasn't perfectly thrown. It was catchable, but he was not able to pull it in. He wouldn't have quite had the first down, but he'd have picked up about 9 of the 10 yards on that play. But he didn't, so it's 2nd and 10 for Goodland.
From their own 25-yard line, Cowboys with possession. Tigers an 8-6 lead. 2nd down 10. Tigers have Adam Ebert back defensively. Peyton Lane back as a safety, and then the corners are up about 5 yards off the line of scrimmage. Pressure coming on Archer. Brandon Loader getting chased. Now Parker Folks in the area. Archer throws off his back foot out of bounds. He had a receiver in the area that time, but Big Daddy, Parker Folks, Brandon Loader, both in the area, and Archer running for his life that time.
Well, and there are a couple of the guys that we were talking about, and there's a couple more that have a green light to just go at this guy. And you get him to running, He's an athletic quarterback. He has a good arm, but he loses a lot of accuracy, and he loses his visibility of the field when he's running for his life back there. And believe me, he was running for his life that time from Loader and Phillips.
So it'll be Archer putting his team back on the line of scrimmage. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right, empty backfield, 3rd down and long. Archer under center. See if the Tigers come after him, and the play is called dead before it ever gets going.
That's going to be on them. It'll be 3rd and 15 now. Procedure call.
Antsy with the pressure that's been coming their way, Chad. Yeah. Understandable, I guess.
Well, and that's what we want to do. These are the kinds of things. We get a safety. Now, they helped us out. An intentional grounding call that put them in a very bad position on the field that let us lay our ears back, get a safety, and all of a sudden, all the momentum on the field has changed, and the defense has a spring in their step. Now it's 3rd and 15. The Tiger G needs to get the ball back for the offense right here.
Back at their own 20-yard line, Tigers leading here, 8-6, 9:35 to work first half of play. Archer does keep a back behind him this time. Actually, 2 backs behind, just 1 receiver to both sides. 3rd down, 15. They'll fake it. Back to pass Archer. A lot of time. Way downfield into double coverage. The ball is picked off by big play Peyton Lane. He returns it to the midfield stripe. Now shifts it back to the left. Turns and is tackled at around the Goodland Cowboy 44-yard line. Peyton Lane catches one for a touchdown earlier on offense. He catches one in double coverage on defense, and the Tigers take over. Big play Lane with another big play for the Tigers, and Claysitter will take over at the 44-yard line of the Goodland Cowboys.
I'm trying to. We have all these awards that we try to keep track of throughout the game, and we have 5 of them to keep track of. I don't know what's going to go where, but so far I'm writing Peyton Lane on all these different columns right now.
Tigers with it at the Cowboy 44. First play last time they went up top. They go back again. Now Cade Wallace going to tuck it and run it. He looks for a blocker, goes downfield, splits 2 defenders all the way to the 23-yard line. It was an awesome exchange from his wide receiver, Anthony Atkinson-Inniking, who was looking for the football, calling for it. Wallace says, I'm past the line of scrimmage, go block, and the Ant-Man did. Cade Wallace did the rest. It's 1st and 10 Tigers.
That was a big run by Cade, and it was a great run by Cade. It was a good read, but he had to tuck it and run for his life, and then he was picking up big yards.
1st down 10. Wallace puts Mendham in motion. Now hands off underneath the Levi Fitzenmeyer. He'll squirt forward inside the 20, and he was 1 arm tackle or 1 trip up away from making that a big run.
Levi's been playing that position a long time, for a lot of years, and he just looked up. He was face down in that grass looking at the end zone several yards in front of him and going, oh, man.
2nd down 7. Cade Wallace fakes the pitch, keeps it, doesn't get much, maybe back to the line of scrimmage. 3rd down 7 now for the Tigers with 8:39 to work here in this opening half of play.
I like our pace here on offense lately, but one thing that does when you come up short on a couple of consecutive plays, now we're at 3rd and long.
Cade Wallace and the team look at their left wristband for the play call. Peyton Lane wide right. The Ant-Man's to the wide left. Underneath, Wallace pitches back. It's on the ground, and Mendham comes up with covering it up. It was just a bit behind him, and Mendham couldn't come up with it. And so the fumble will lose the down and lose about 5-6 yards. It brings up 4th and long. But at the 25 of Goodland, obviously the Tigers can go for it. They have some success this year already on 4th and long, by the way.
Yeah.
Last week.
4th and 27?
Oh, it's crazy, yeah.
But, the Tigers 4th and about 13, 14 here at the 25-yard line. And everybody on the Tiger offense is looking to the sideline, calling the play.
Waiting for the play call. Now they have it. Now they check the wristband. Atkinson-Inniking and Lane to the left. Wyatt Alexander to the right. Cade Wallace back to pass. Steps in the pocket. Fires out. Has a receiver. Peyton Lane again. And he shakes by a tackler. 1st down yardage inside the 10. Goes big play Lane. Cade Wallace put a perfect back shoulder throw against the defender that took him to the sideline. Then he was able to shake by a tackler and end up inside the 10. It's 1st and goal.
Unbelievable. I mean, you see that move more in basketball and wrestling. Both of those sports, and you see it in football, but what a perfect play. It's 4th and 14, and we didn't get much more than 14, but we got the 1st down.
1st down goal. Cade Wallace pitch out right side. They hit in the backfield. Mendham drags the tackler inside the 10. He'll take it near the 7-yard line. It's 2nd down and goal. I tell you, Mendham last week really did some big things with Adam Ebert out on the injury. Obviously tonight forced into starting, and he's answering the call again.
Well, he's like never say die Mendham. I mean, he just he's going to keep going, keep tugging, keep digging until they literally just drive him into the ground.
Mendham right, Griggs left, Fitzenmeyer behind Wallace. Second down goal, handoff up the middle, Fitzenmeyer, short yardage play. He was caught right as he got the handoff. It'll be 3rd and goal at about the 6-yard line.
Yeah, and that was one of the Goodland defensive players missed the read there. He was tackling one of the blockers, and I'm watching Levi up there 2 yards past him. But it's 6-yard line.
3rd down and goal.
3rd and goal, almost a 5.
Tigers sorting out their offensive alignment. Wyatt Alexander started right, now he's back left.
And we're in the 5 count.
We're in Wallace under center. 3rd down goal. They get it off. It's an option play right. Pitch to Griggs. He's hitting the backfield. He's going to lose a couple, maybe actually about 4 yards. And it'll bring up 4th down and goal as they move it back to about the 8 or 9 yard line. The Tigers likely to go for a field goal here with Jay Lane's foot.
Yeah, and we're sitting on the field goal team right now. The last couple of times, 2-3 times we've run that play, it's developed too slow, and Goodland has had defenders back on our pitch back waiting for the pitch with him, and so we need to work on the execution of that or read things a little different and adjust that.
So the spot of the football, the line of scrimmage is the 11-yard line. The hold is down, the kick is up, and it is wide right. So the Tigers unable to capitalize on the interception from Peyton Lane. Their lead stays at 8-6.
Plenty of distance on the kick by Peyton, but it was just to the right of the right upright.
So Goodland takes over on downs with 5:21 to work here in this first half of play. The Tigers lead at 8-6.
Yeah, we came up short on getting any points that time, but we have lived on this end of the field for the last probably 8 minutes on the clock. And that's a big deal, and I want us to stay down on this end of the field till halftime, whether we're snapping the ball or whether they are.
Especially the way Goodland moves the football on their opening possession. Archer under center. Tigers pressing up on the coverage around their receivers. One back behind him. Ball on the ground. He picks it back up and hands it off, and some room to run up the middle for the Goodland Cowboys. In fact, enough room for a 12-yard gain, and it'll be 1st and 10. The carry that time coming from Hagan. Haas. That ball was on the ground. Fortunately for Goodland, Archer able to pick it up and still get the handoff away.
Yeah, that's crazy. Sometimes a busted play or a bobbled play disrupts the defense too, and disrupts the whole the whole flow of the play. And big gain for Goodland, move the chain.
1st down and 10, Goodland from their own 34-yard line now. Archer under center. Back, no, he's going to hand it off underneath. Tackled by Hunter Mullen. Got by the initial contact, but Hunter Mullen there to wrap it up and put it away. It'll be a gain of maybe a yard, 2nd down 9.
He's just one of those pounded out type backs.
Right.
And on that last big run that he had, we know a lot of tailbacks, and if they get that kind of open field, 8 yards into the defense, they make one cut and they're gone. He was just waiting for somebody to tackle him. He's just bugging along,
waiting for contact. Yeah. 2nd down 9. Oh, we had a timeout. The officials, I think it's maybe an equipment situation or a blood situation, but Jake Wynn had to come off the field. On for the Tigers will come Gavin Seabold in his position at the middle linebacker along with Hunter Mullen. Defense for the Tigers really pressing up. Adam Ebert, Caleb Mendham about 3 yards off the line of scrimmage. The same for Riley Griggs on the weak side, the short side of the field. And Peyton Lane, the one safety back behind is a safety net. Archer, back to pass. Stands in the pocket. Pressure coming. Now steps up in the middle. Is going to run it. He is hit from behind. Parker Folks got the initial contact. Kramer Rainbow finished it off. It'll be 3rd down and long for Goodland from their own 38-yard line.
He looked almost like a classic pocket passer on that play. He wasn't trying to spread out the field, roll. And when the pocket collapsed on him, he tried turning it upfield, and our defense did a good job of closing in on it.
3rd down 7, and I want to welcome to the field Garrett Craig. This guy got injured in the scrimmage here in Clay Clay Center up at the high school in the opening scrimmage, has been unable to play because of an ankle sprain. Great to see 54 on the field. 3rd down 7 as Archer goes under center. Hard snap count. Tigers don't bite. Still trying to pull him off sides. Now steps back, and they're going to take a timeout. They designed a sleepy play that time, and the Tigers would not bite on it. 3:30 to work first half. Tigers lead 8-6, timeout on the field. You're listening to Tiger Football on 100.9.
Go big or go gig with Twin Valley Pulse. How big, you ask? You can get internet speeds of up to 1,000 megabytes per second. That's incredibly fast. That's 100 times faster than most U.S. households. Not convinced? How about downloading 25 songs in 1 second? How about downloading high-def TV shows in 3 seconds and high-def movies in 36 seconds? That's smoking fast. And Twin Valley is the only one offering Pulse Gig internet service. So call 800-515-3311 to order Pulse today with Twin Valley.
Back once again in the den. Don't forget, coming up at halftime, the Green Team halftime show. And the Green Team, of course, wants you to stop in. They've got some tremendous selection going on at the Green Team right now in Clay Center. And if nothing else, we've said it before, you'll always have some good snacks, an opportunity to stop and visit, and probably hear a good story of some type before you're all sitting there.
Coffee's always on.
Coffee is always on at the Green Team in Clay Center. We do hope you stop by. Great selection of pre-owned SUVs right now at the Green Team. Jeep Cherokees, Dodge Durango, Chevy Equinox, GMC Acadia, Jeep Compass, Nissan Rogue, Dodge Journey, all priced below book. Check them out, Green Team in Clay Center. Halftime show coming up soon. 3rd down 7. Goodland back on the field. You're trying to draw the Tigers off the mark. Now in the backfield, Anthony Atkinson, King with the sack. Levi Archer turned and saw a big 16 in his face and just fell to the ground. Nowhere to go. And the Tigers force him to a 4th and long back inside their own 30 now.
And I'm trying to get, it's hard to get the numbers on these orange jerseys. He had 2 other guys that were there right behind him, but Anthony was the first man there, and that's what we needed. 4th and long here, they're going to punt. I mean, they tried getting us on the hard count before that time.
Right. Hunter Mullen and Peyton Lane both back to receive. Low snap, it's on the ground, picked up. Now Archer's going to have to run it to the left side. Tigers trying to make sure and not let him get down the field. They will stop him at the 38-yard line. The tackle made on the sideline by the Tigers that time, and it looked to me like it was Cameron Osborne who made the play, and that's good discipline for the Tigers to not let a busted play by the punter become a big play for Goodland.
Well, we had a bunch of guys back there, but they didn't have quite the speed that Archer had.
Right.
So he was just stretching it out. Fortunately, he does not have a tearaway jersey. The old Earl Campbell.
He'd have been gone, wouldn't he? Former Houston Oiler back in the day. 1st and 10 here for the Tigers. They lead it 8-6, 2:49 to work, and they have the football at the Goodland 37-yard line. Cade Wallace under center. He'll work it underneath, though he keeps it himself. Not much there. He's going to gain maybe 1 or 2. Tackled near the line of scrimmage by Joseph Miller.
Now, this is a big possession for Clay Center. You know, we took over with a busted play, a bad snap on the punt. We kept them from getting the first down. We take over with good field position. 2 minutes and 49 seconds when we snapped that first snap. We need to get this converted into a few more points on the board.
Gain of 2 for Wallace, 2nd down 8. Tight formation for the Tigers. Wallace works it, has to keep it, and again, he's caught in the backfield, and there's not much there. In fact, he'll lose the 2 yards he gained on the first down play, and it brings up 3rd and 10. Tigers have had success going up top. You don't want to rely on the pass game, obviously, but it has been tough to go through the middle. Goodland really keying on the inside the tackles. 3rd down 11. It was a loss of 3. 1:50 to work first half. Tigers on top, 8-6. Wallace with Mullen in motion. Play action. Back to pass. Fires right side on looking for Riley Griggs, and he's unable to reach back. He tried to get a hand on it. May have even got a hand near it with Nolan Deeds on coverage. Now it brings up 4th down.
Well, I like that play. You know, Kate threw that ball about 3 steps. Riley ran about 3 steps before he turned and saw the ball. I mean, the ball was in the air. There was a timing pattern, and it wasn't a timing out pattern like a lot of them are. He did a little move and then was going up the sideline, and they were just within a whisker of connecting, but they couldn't quite pull it in. Now we're punting.
Old chair route, they call it. Up, out, and up, right?
Yep.
And they had a chance, but pretty good coverage by Nolan Deeds. Here's a kick from Cade Cade Wallace angles it right, bounces at the 10, down to the 5-yard line. Great coffin corner putt from Cade Wallace with 1:33 to work first half.
That was a great punt. And this, I said we want to keep everything on this end of the field. I would like it to translate into a few more points for us, but if we're not going to get points, let's not let them get any either, and they have a better chance of getting points down on that end than they do on this.
Amen to that. First down and 10, Goodland will start from their own 5-yard line. 1:33 to work here in this first half. Tigers lead at 8-6. Goodland, last time they were in this area, had some troubles, eventually ended up in a safety situation.
I'd take another, would you?
In a heartbeat. First down and 10, Goodland from their own 5. Archer under center. He has 3 backs behind him. He'll turn, handoff, third back through it. Bobble in the end zone. Tigers get on top of it. Did they recover it? A look from the officials. No call yet. Tigers wanting the touchdown. They say second down. Well, it wouldn't have been a touchdown. It wasn't in the end zone. It was inside the 5-yard line, but it looked like the ball was on the ground. Evidently, Goodland able to cover it up. Now, Clay Center's going to get a timeout, and rightfully so, to force the Goodland Cowboys into running a couple more snaps now inside their own 5 with a second down and long situation. They lost a yard in that play.
Yeah, and I think our timeout was not so much for the defense to talk. I think Coach Rice wanted to go talk to the officials.
Plead his case.
He just pretended that the defensive coach was going to talk to him. Then he went on. He kept walking. But, that was not from an explosive hit by us. They mishandled it.
Right.
And they laid it on the ground, and we had 3 or 4 orange jerseys there, just not able to get the ball covered up. Goodland did, but they're inside their 5-yard line.
$1:18 to work in the first half. Tigers lead at 8-6. Football is inside the Goodland 5. Second down, 11 now to go. Timeout by the Tigers here. We'll give you a look ahead to the weekend. The Kansas State Wildcats tomorrow. First Wildcat Saturday at home for the Cats. Actually, the first Wildcat Saturday. Their first game was on a Friday night at Stanford.
Right.
They host Florida Atlantic. 11:30 pregame tomorrow. Kickoff at 1:30. And then Sunday, the Chiefs, after a miraculous win at One Arrowhead Drive, are headed to Houston, team they beat up on last year in the playoffs. And that pregame will be at 11. Kickoff is at noon.
Different Houston team this year.
True.
But I like our chance.
Second down, 11. Goodland from their own 4-yard line. Short time here in the first half of play. Back to pass, Archer fires out in the flats, has a receiver. Great hit in the open field. Quick tackle made by the Tigers. That is Peyton Lane, who makes the hit and the tackle. It'll bring up third down. They gain about 9 on the play, but third down and 5 still remains. Actually, third down and 4, and another timeout taken here by the Tigers. We'll break as well. You're listening to Tiger Football on KCLY.
Tiger Football on KCLY is brought to you in part by Farmers Cooperative, Schramm Chrysler Dodge Jeep of Manhattan, Union State Bank, Farmers Union Insurance, Jim Gearhand, agent, Bud's Tire Service, Central Office Service and Supply, Ray's Apple Market, TSI Incorporated Clay Center, United Bank and Trust, and Wilbur Ellis Reed Seed and Feed.
1:08 to work. It is a football Friday night from the Den. First Friday night here in Clay Center. Third down and 4. Goodland with the football. Big pass play there. We were talking during break to make a pass play after the struggles they've had with pressure from the Tigers. They did a good job there to find themselves some room.
I thought there's no way they'll throw a pass play. They're going to just run the ball, get to halftime. Tigers are calling timeouts, trying to get the ball back. 1:08, third down. We, see what happens.
Archer again from under center with now 1 back behind him. He has 1 receiver to both sides. Actually, 2 flanked to the right side. Back to pass. Fires out. Has a receiver again. Pass is going to be caught. Tackle made in the open field, but not before 1st and 10 for Goodland. Peyton Lane again with a tackle. That was Darian Kent with the catch.
Well, that changes a few things with the strategy we were running there with them able to move the chains. And so, 1:01.
1 minute left.
The ball, and here they go.
Yeah, and Goodland with it. First down and 10 now at their own 18-yard line. Archer back to pass. They keep the hammer down. Zev Bloom nearly the sack. Archer gets by 1 tackle, but he won't get past Parker Folks, who will bring him down near the sideline with 45 to work here in this opening half of play. Tigers on top by 2.
Well, the Tiger defense is continuing to get great pursuit on Archer, and they're getting a little more breakdown on that offensive line every time, every play. I think Goodland can't get to halftime fast enough right now because the Tiger defense is doing a little bit better every play. And so that's what they're going to talk about at halftime. They want to keep that going when they come out in the third quarter.
21 seconds left. Let's see if the Goodland Cowboys try to fire one downfield. 15 seconds to work. Maybe the last snap of the first half. Tigers lead 8-6. Archer, with 9 seconds, will snap it and take a knee. And I think that's going to close down half number 1. Tigers fell behind 6-0, answered, threatened a couple of more times, but they lead at half. It's the Tigers 8, Goodland Cowboys 6. The Green Team halftime show coming up next.
Oldie Seed has soil-specific seed to fit your soybean acre-specific needs. Soybean varieties with excellent SDS, stress tolerance, excel on high pH levels, and salt excluders that will not limit your yield potential. Oldie Seed is your trusted supplier for high-yielding soybeans built to fit your specific needs. Call your Oldie Seed representative today at 877-692-4555. That's 877-692-4555.
Trucks, and more trucks. We've got them here at Goodland Ford at Clay Center. Hi, I'm Jimmy.
May I have your attention, please? This just in. Goodland Ford of Clay Center is offering 0% financing on all new 2016 vehicles for 72 months.
We have an amazing selection of...
This unbelievable deal has been extended through the end of September.
With that deal, I promise you there's a perfect one for you. Help us move them on out, and we're going to keep them running for you. With our oil changes for life and our engines for life, we're Goodland Ford of Clay Center.
Back once again on the Green Team halftime show. The Clay Center Tigers right now leading 8-6, and I guess the first 5 minutes, actually the first 7-8 minutes, all Goodland, and they went up 6-0. The rest of the first half, all Clay Center, but they only got 8 points out of all that domination.
Yeah, I mean, we dominated the field position, right? You know, not necessarily time of possession. I would guess that if we don't have the stat, that seems pretty equal between the two teams. It did not early, but I think we evened it out later. But yeah, I mean, Clay Center has dominated the field position and the seeming like momentum. You know, in the last part of the second quarter and the tail end of the half, I felt like we had momentum. We just couldn't get it to translate into points.
Missed opportunities.
Yeah.
I mean, it just seemed like that second quarter, you got in position, you got the turnover, you got opportunities, and just couldn't put it away. The Tigers, though, do lead 8-6 here at the halftime break. Get a little look at some stats because I've got a chance to our Twin Valley Locker Room show we do each week on our YouTube channel.
Right.
I've got the interviews from the last couple of weeks. We'll hear from Cade Wallace and Hunter Mullen. Always fun to hear from those guys. So that'll be coming up here at halftime. Green Team halftime show. But the Clay Center Tigers, 45 yards rushing, 87 yards passing. So the passing game has been open. Goodland obviously trying to shut down the running game, and they've done a decent job.
Yeah, they really have. And, you know, the Tigers have to start taking what they give us. And I felt like, I mean, I'm not ever going to second-guess these coaches on any play calls ever, but I felt like they had a good answer to our last quite a few play calls. And that means they don't have an answer to some other play calls.
Right.
And, you know, I think we need to be taking what they give us and not try to take what they're not giving us.
Sure. For the Goodland Cowboys, 40 yards on the ground, 61 through the air. Tigers had 4 first downs, Goodland 6 first downs. But Clay Center does lead on the scoreboard, 8-6, your halftime score.
Oh, for all practical purposes, you got to say it's a tie game. You know, you're in there talking to those teams right now. It's a tie game. You got to come out and win this game in the second half.
And maybe send a message, hopefully, in the third quarter. Both teams will try to accomplish that. We're going to take another timeout. Our Green Team Cars halftime show will continue. Stay with us. We're going to hear from Cade Wallace on our Locker Room show next.
Don't shop for tires at a dealer whose idea of selection is white wall or black wall. Head to the dealer who carries the brands you trust. Michelin offers safe, fuel-efficient, long-lasting tires that provide exceptional performance and extraordinary value. BF Goodrich tires are built for drivers looking for high performance and aggressive styling. Next time you need tires, get the selection you deserve. For the best tires, advice, and service, visit the experts at Bud's Tire Service, 410 Court Street, Clay Center. Proud supporters of Clay Center Tiger Athletics.
connection. Joined now by Murph, Cade Wallace, a senior for the Clay Center Tigers, senior quarterback coming off a heck of a performance Friday night at Concordia. Talk about how sweet it was to go in there and really get things going and to start on the offensive side.
Oh, yeah, it was really fun. We were moving the ball well in the first half. We sputtered a little bit in the second, but we know what we did and what's little adjustments that we can make to fix it and do better next week.
Offense got it going, as we mentioned. The defense played excellent as well. In fact, we were talking, but we're coming on the air, and you said really the defense is what got everybody inspired and maybe played as clean a game as anybody.
Yeah, I think the fourth down stop right before halftime was huge, and the defense really, they gave up one long drive or maybe one big play, but we kept them out of the end zone and played pretty well on defense. So
ground game got it going. You took one in from some good distance out there in the second half. Let's talk about the air game. 2 passes to Peyton Lane. What was more fun, a 31-yard strike up top, wide open down the right side, or a 4th and forever that you guys connect on and kind of surprise everybody?
I think the 4th and forever was the best because Peyton made a heck of a catch. You can't really see it, hear it on the radio, but the ball was trapped in between his legs, and he pretty much just caught it all with his legs, so it was pretty awesome.
Now, you mentioned on the air, and we tried to give it to Hunter. Actually, Myron tried to give it to Hunter Mullen. I thought it was Peyton, and we were all confused. And anyway, I bring that up because Uncle Myron on the air, and I don't know if you've heard, I know you have, he made reference even on air about this plow he wants you to let loose. You got any thoughts there?
Oh, when I was younger, I was pretty slow. I'm still not the fastest, but I'm getting there, so.
You left people in the dust. All right, you left them in the dust, man. All right, first question in Tiger Talk is going to be about Myron. Okay? If you guys are in a foot race of any distance, is it even close?
No, I smoke him. He might tear a hamstring right when he gets out of his start.
Awesome stuff. All right, number 2. I gave this question to Coach Rice earlier. If money was not an obstacle and you could go to any sporting event in the world, what one sporting event would you choose?
Game 7 of the World Series.
Playing is?
The Royals and the Cubs.
That would be awesome. I don't think it's going to happen this year, I'm afraid. Okay, Tiger Bike Night's coming up on Friday. Give us an idea what it's like, how awesome it is walking through that tunnel of bikes pregame.
Oh, it's awesome. All you hear is the roar of the bikes, and you can't really feel your body. You just feel numb. You're just walking through and just thinking about the game, but once the bikes start roaring, you just can't think of anything.
It's really cool to watch it happen. I can imagine walking through. Now, Cade's got his bat with him today. I know Coach Rice asked you to bring the Louisville Slugger in. You guys have come off an incredible year. You personally, I know, play a lot of baseball off-season, year-round, really. But let's talk about the Tigers and getting to the state championships, first time since '96. Tell me what it was like when Morgan Chestnut caught the 3rd pop-up in that final frame in Wamego, and you guys knew you were going to state. What was that feeling like?
Oh, it was amazing. We set the goal at the beginning of the year to make it to the state tournament, and once we got there, it was just overwhelming of happiness, and it was just a great feeling.
It was for the whole community, too. I know. Do you have any idea how many baseball games you play in a year, in a calendar year? Do you have any idea?
No, it's probably around, with the high school season, it's probably around 80.
It's a lot of baseball. Yeah. It's a lot of baseball. Keep it going on the football field this week against Con, Cade.
Yes, sir, we will.
Cade Murph Wallace with us on the Twin Valley Locker Room Show.
Don't trust your biggest asset to just any contractor. Enlist the help of Geisler Roofing and Home Improvement. We've been around for 36 years and have built a reputation of professionalism and quality work. With a minimum of 6 crews working year-round, we're able to handle the workload for every commercial and residential project. We pride ourselves in our experience and commitment to our customers. We're licensed, insured, and bonded in Kansas and Nebraska and stand behind our work. Find us online at GeislerRoofing.com.
Back on the Green Team Cars halftime show. Great selection of pre-owned SUVs right now at the Green Team. Jeep Cherokee, Dodge Durango, Chevy Equinox, GMC Acadia, Jeep Compass, Nissan Rogue, Dodge Journey, all priced below book, and interest rates have never been better. So come out to the Green Team now for the best selection. Green Team Cars halftime show back once again. Our thanks to Cade Wallace. We also get a chance each week to talk with Coach Todd Rice, which is on our KCLY YouTube channel. Go check that out sometime. They always do a great job to play along with some of the fun stuff we ask them, and then to talk just about the chance to be a part of the Tiger Locker Room Show. We're going to get more coming up in just a little bit. We're going to hear from Hunter Mullen is on the way next. which is always fun to hear from Hunter. I think it's who we have on the way next for our halftime show. Here at half, the Tigers lead 8-6. The Tiger Marching Band playing a little AC/DC, Back in Black, so back at home for the Tigers, and they have a 2-point lead, but it could be a whole lot more. Yet at the same time, the way the thing started, it could have been a whole lot worse.
Well, yeah, it always can. That's profound. But, yeah, I mean, I have said this so many games because high school football is this way. So many of these games, the teams in each locker room have to feel like they are better than the other team, and they gave up so many opportunities.
Right.
And it doesn't matter which locker room you go into because there's all of those missed opportunities from each side of the ball.
Sure.
But yeah, they jumped out on us quick with that. We started with the ball, and it was 3 downs in front, and then they put a little something together and scored, and it's like, wait a minute, what happened here? What's going on here?
Yeah, they had a good rhythm, Goodland, and then the Tigers turned the tables and really got momentum back on their side. The big play to start it was Kate Wallace to Peyton Lane, 40-yard touchdown pass. That's the third time they've hooked up the last 2 ball games for a TD pass up top, and then Lane also had the interception. And the Tigers had some things working, got it down to 1st and goal, and looked like they might punch it in, and it just kind of stalled out on them.
Yeah, and we get to, I'm not saying this is bad, but what we became victim of twice tonight was we get down into that short field in the deep red zone, and we start trying to go fast, and we start trying to go quick, and all of a sudden we almost hurt ourselves more than we catch them off guard.
Right.
And we did that on 2 different possessions tonight where we burned 2 quick plays. By doing that, then all of a sudden we're in a third and a not controlling situation, because of the quick pace. Now,
right.
That can work for you just as often, but it did not tonight.
Tigers do lead 8-6. Stay with us. More from our locker room show we have during the week on our KCLY YouTube channel. We'll have more from the Tiger football team coming up next.
Soil variability occurs throughout every field. From various soil mapping, soil sampling, and variable rate recommendations, CS Precision Ag is ready to address the issues that ultimately have a large impact on your bottom line. We are currently accepting new customers for this fall and look forward to helping you succeed. CS Precision Ag, serving customers throughout north central Kansas and south central Nebraska. Contact us today at 785-630-0596 or visit us online at csprecisionag.com.
United Bank and Trust has been fulfilling the banking needs of families and businesses in Northeast Kansas for decades. United Bank and Trust is always advancing and is excited to introduce a new and improved mobile banking app for your smartphone. Simply search UBT Mobile in the App Store and download. It's a mobile-fast world, and so is United Bank and Trust, the bank for your future. United Bank and Trust, banking for your way of life. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
We're joined now by Big Daddy, Parker Folks of the Clay Center Tigers, a senior on this year's team. And Parker, let's talk about week 1. I had a chance to talk with Coach Rice. I guess your thoughts on maybe some things that you were frustrated with Friday night in a game that you guys really played better than the score would indicate. And I know people don't like to hear that, but it was almost a shutout game both sides into the third quarter. A couple of plays got away. I guess talk about frustrations first, and then I'll ask you about things you felt were positive on Friday.
Well, kind of like you said, the score didn't really show how we played, and because we know we're better than getting beat by 30 points in the first week of the season, we were just frustrated at the lack of discipline we had on all sides of the ball, assignment-wise, whatever it was, making a block or, taking the right path to a middle linebacker.
So talk about some of the positives, because I know those things stick in your mind. The coaches point out the frustrations. You guys know it when it happens, and you want to fix those things going forward. But there had to be things, I know from our side looking, there were a lot of positives. What did you see?
Well, we played with pretty good effort, I felt like. People didn't give up. They fought all the way through the game. We showed flashes on offense of what we can do, and defensively we tackled well at times, but we just got to improve for this week. So
for week 1 against a team of that caliber, I thought some really good things happened for you guys against Phillipsburg. You've got in your hand something Coach Rice asked you to bring along. The group of seniors this year have a lot of different things that they excel in besides on the football field. This is from powerlifting, and this is a state championship medal. Tell us about how this happened for you.
Well, I decided to do powerlifting the third year in a row, and it was at the state meet in Clay Center, and I got second overall in my weight class. And the year before, I got sixth as a sophomore, so I felt like I showed some great improvement. So
has it been fun to see the program grow and grow? I know there seems to be more and more people getting involved, and if not involved competing, involved in that they realize what you guys are doing.
I think it has grown. I mean, my sophomore year we had 15 kids at the state powerlifting meet, and this year we had 35, and then we had people help out. I think it just keeps continuing to gain popularity because they realize it gives them something to do if they're not in a winter sport or in a spring sport or whatever.
It also seems, I know Coach Rice has talked about this a lot, for the fall sports year, those who work in the weights, not powerlifting, but just in the weights program, it pays big dividends for all the sports coming into a new season.
It does. It gets your body ready for a long, grueling season, and it prevents injuries, just keeps your conditioning level in shape.
Okay, Tiger Talk is here. So 3 questions, could be about anything. I know you have a wedding you're a part of this weekend.
Yep.
Sister Jessica's tying the knot, right? Okay, so of all the Tigers, of course, besides you, who would rock the tux best on the Tiger football team, besides USA?
Besides me, probably Hunter Mullen. He's got lots of good style, and people seem to be attracted to him pretty easily.
And is he going to pay you something for that?
No, I just feeling generous today.
Very good. All right, number 2, biggest pregame superstition or routine?
Well, I used to sleep with the football every night before a game. Now it's spaghetti Thursday night before every game, no matter what.
Very good. All right. And with the NFL season opening tomorrow night as we record this, favorite player, favorite team, things you're looking forward to?
My favorite team is the Kansas City Chiefs, just because they're close to us. My favorite player, though, is probably J.J. Watt, because he's just a monster, and he plays with a high motor at all times.
There is no doubt about that. So does Big Daddy, by the way, on Friday nights. Good luck this week against Concordia.
Thank you, Rocky.
Parker Folks, our guest on the Twin Valley Locker Room Show.
I was holding down the office when in walked Ralph. Can I help you, Mr. Mouth?
I'm working on a book of all my best jokes, and I need to be able to print it on the cheap, but still have it look good.
We've got the Brother full-color laser multifunction printer that can copy, print, scan, and fax with wireless connectivity. It's got all the bells and whistles at about half the price of other brands. Available only through your Brother authorized partner. Simple office service and supply.
Perfect. Hey, did you hear about the copier that was dating the paperclip?
No, and I'm pretty sure I don't want to.
Do you have all the accessories you need for all your electronic gadgets and gizmos? If not, Patterson Health Mart Pharmacy and Radio Shack is the place to get the extras. They have AV cables, batteries of all sizes, remote controls, wall mounts, car mounts, cases, memory cards, and so much more. And if you want to upgrade any of your electronics, check out their computers and tablets, cell phones, digital cameras, GPS units, and Xbox systems. Radio Shack has it all, and you'll find it at Patterson Health Mart in Clay Center.
Back again on the Green Team Cars halftime show. Again, Green Team's got a great selection right now. As Bill would say, the lot is chock full right now. Good selection at the Green Team, and you'll want to make sure and stop in for a chance to look around at all the selection of SUVs they have on hand. Jeep Cherokees, Dodge Durangos, Nissan Rogues, Dodge Journeys, GMC Acadias, Jeep Compass, Chevy Equinox. It's all at the Green Team in Clay Center, and all priced below book, and interest rates have never been better. Tigers right now lead it 8-6 as we get set for the second half of play, and right now the Tigers with the lead, and both teams trying to think how can they come take control of this football game early in this third quarter.
Yeah, the Tigers have to assume it's a tie game, and Goodland has to assume they're behind by a touchdown. Because for all practical purposes, it's whoever wants this game the most. They have played so evenly in different aspects of the game, but at different times. And it's been give and take through that first half. Both showed glimmers of being able to take over the game, and then didn't. And so the second half, it's going to be the same way. I think I know which team has a little bit better skills, but that doesn't always win the football game. And I also know which team's bigger, and that's not the team in orange and black.
No.
But it's going to come down to who wants it the most, break up those pass plays, jump on those fumbles, make those sacks, and get in there and get those first downs on offense.
Tigers will start on defense. Goodland will have the football going from the north to the south. Last week in Goodland, there was a prevailing wind that had a huge impact on the game. Tonight, there ain't no benefit to going one way or the other because there is hardly a wisp of wind here on this Football Friday. From the Den, second half action underway as Levi Fitzemeyer boots the Tasty Pastry Bakery kickoff down. It's taken at the 15-yard line, return right through the middle. Now to the outside goes Darian Kent, and he is wrapped up and drilled by Holden Heigl right at the 35-yard line.
That was a great tackle. That was one of those textbook form tackles by Holden. Just hit him, squared him up, lifted him and drove him backwards and down. But the trouble is he picked up a 20-yard return before he got to Holden, so he took it on the 15 as,
It's close to the 15 where he took it on the move. Yeah, about a 15-yard return.
35.
Yeah, 35-yard line is where Goodland takes over. Tigers defensively have on the outside Riley Griggs and Caleb Benden. Those are your corners. Peyton Lane, the safety. Outside linebackers Adam Ebert and Anthony Atkinson. Anything inside is Hunter Mullen and Jake Wynn. Defensive line, Jonathan Kramer, Rainbolt, Gavin Ware, Parker Folks, and Zeb Bloom. They were coming after the quarterback. Little bubble screen out to the right side, and it's going to be taken by Kent. And it's going to be a pass play completed for a gain of 7 or 8 yards. They were close to Archer. They had a good call on that opening play, a little bubble screen to the right side of their wide receiver.
And I think the defense over there read the bubble screen pretty good. They just couldn't defend it. It was so well executed by the Goodland receiver that he was always a half step outside of the grasp. But they saw it, they read it, they were trying to pick up on it, but they just ran it well.
7-yard gain, second down 3 for Goodland now from their own 41. Back to pass again, Archer fires out in the flats, he underthrows, and behind his receiver that time, it's incomplete, third down and 3. It was Riley Griggs on coverage. Had some space underneath, but Archer just missed his target that time.
Yeah, he threw behind him and low, and, that's a tough pass to catch. But it benefits the Tigers here, third and about 4. 3.
Third down 3 at the 41 of Goodland. Cowboys with possession. Tigers shuffling up front to get in the right gaps to go after Archer, who's at quarterback. He's passed the first 2 downs. This time, handoff under the middle. Nolan Deeds, he has stood up, and he is going to be stacked at the line of scrimmage. They haven't brought him down yet, but the whistle does blow. It's a gain of maybe 2. It'll be fourth down about a yard to go from the 44-yard line.
Boy, it's a good thing the defensive players kept coming and kept hitting and kept driving backwards, because that play, they just never blew that one dead, and it kind of I kept thinking we had him stopped, and then he'd inch another half foot forward.
And they kind of let it keep going. Now Goodland on fourth down, a long yard from their own 44, taking a long time to get a play in. 10:22 to work here in the third quarter. Tigers on top, 8-6. Cowboys do break huddle. Archer under center, 3 backs behind. Fourth down and a long yard for the Cowboys from their own 44, and they're going to go for it. Pitch out right side, cut up the middle. Darian Kent is upended, very close to the first down marker. That depends on the spot. Zeb Bloom with a great open field tackle. They are going to mark it. Let's see if they give it or not. It looks like from the mark from here, they are going to give a 1st and 10. They may measure it.
I think he got the first down, but that was such a beautiful tackle by Zeb.
Low man wins, and Bloom crashed low that time and upended the ball carrier, but as he did so, the officials say his forward motion may have put him in a 1st and 10 situation. I do think they're going to bring the chains out and measure officially.
Well, and I'll tell you this, too, is that ball carrier thought he was going to pick up about 4 or 5 yards more than that, and I did, too. And when he got hit, he went down now.
Telling you, I've got the binoculars, which I follow a lot of the times in the interior, the football. This is a lot closer than the initial spot I thought they gave them to not being a 1st and 10. It is going to be really, really close. Now, the officials, I had to have asked for a measurement because it's taken a long time, but the chain gang, I think, wanted him, the white hats over there making sure they got it marked properly before they pick up the chains and move them out. According to where the marker is at, the first down marker, this is really, really tight. So when they get it out on the field officially and stretch those chains, it'll be interesting to see what they come up with. There's the stretch, and it is, well, now it's by a football's length, 1st and 10. And it is deceiving sometimes because those chains on the side are marked, but not officially where the clock goes down.
Right.
So 1st and 10, Goodland from their own 44. They'll continue the drive here to begin the second half.
Well, what a great tackle by Zeb. They just didn't need to pick up much, and that's exactly what they got, was not much.
But enough. So 1st and 10, Goodland will come back up on the football. The Tiger defense trying to halt an early drive by the Cowboys here in the third quarter. Now they got the chains reset. Archer will go under center. Receiver to both sides, one flank left as well. Slot receiver left. Rolling out left side, wanting to pitch it, and does so to Deeds. He'll turn it upfield. Mindham with a hit. Ebert with a hit. And a wrap up by Jake Wynn to finish it off. It is going to be a gain of 2 or 3. Second down coming up for Goodland. They cross the 45-yard line.
We got some laundry on the field here, and I think it's a blocking violation on Goodland.
Well, there's one downfield about 8 yards, and there's one about 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Hopefully it's not offsetting. I think they're both on Goodland.
Well, they're asking the Tigers, Parker Folks, as the defensive captain. He's saying, yeah, we want the flag, and he's pointing to the one in the backfield. I think it was both against Goodland, as you mentioned, Jared. Holding on the offense is declined. The illegal block is going to be called against Goodland. It will remain first down, but they'll move them back, and they'll bring it first down and long.
Yeah, I was holding 5 yards downfield, but it was blocking the back, 5 yards in the back.
Right. So a benefit for the Tigers to take that penalty and move them back to the 31-yard line. They were out to the 44, the Cowboys, and after the run would have been around the 47. And now they'll have first down from their own 31-yard line, 1st and 24.
Yeah, this is further back than they started after the kickoff.
Right. Yeah, they were at the 35 to begin, exactly. Archer under center. 1st and 24. Back to pass again. Stands in the pocket. Now steps up. Now fires way downfield. Couple of defenders in the area. It's going to be thrown backside and off the mark. Riley Griggs, Peyton Lane, both in the area. Pretty good arm by Archer, and they gave him a chance to go catch that football.
That was pretty fast. I wish I could throw the ball like that.
No kidding.
So, he threw it clear across field, downfield, beautiful spiral. A little bit out of reach of his receiver, but it was still a catchable ball. We had a couple of Tigers on defense, but if that's right on the money, he catches that ball.
Second down, 24. Goodland from their own 31-yard line. Tigers lead 8-6. They trailed 6-0. After going 3 and out, Goodland scored on their first offensive possession. The Tigers came back on a 40-yard pass play from Cade Wallace to Peyton Lane and took an 8-6 lead after a safety the defense scored on. Archer, second and long, handoff underneath. One hit, and he passes by there, but he won't get past Parker Folks, and then the whole posse of Tigers come in to make the tackle. It'll bring up third down, still about 17 yards to go. They move it out to their own 38-yard line.
Man, they get that. We get them stopped, and then they just keep churning and kind of moving it a foot at a time, and then their guy that's like a double of William the Refrigerator Perry comes and hits them from the backside and just drives this massive humanity another 4 yards down the field.
That is Blaine Setterstrom that's on the front row now. They have got some big bubbas up front. Down and 16. Tiger crowd trying to urge on the defense here. Third and long from Goodland's own 38-yard line. Back to pass. Archer fires out in the flats. It's overthrown. Riley Griggs in the area to make a pick, but it was too low for him to get to. It's 4th down and long. 4th and 16. Goodland continues to fire it around the field. The Tigers dodge the bullet here. The big penalty on the illegal block bumped him backwards, and now the Tigers should have an opportunity here for a return for Peyton Lane or Hunter Mullen.
Well, we have a lot of football game to go, but that would be my stat of the game thus far, penalties, because that's what put them back there for us to get the safety and then us to make a couple of stops on them.
The punt is on its way from Archer. It's going to bounce. The Tigers, Hunter Mullen catches at the last second with a defender right in his face, but he hangs on to it, and Clayson will take over at their own 18-yard line. 8-6. Tigers with the lead and a dangerous catch by the Bulldozer. The senior, though, not really afraid of much, right, Chet?
Oh, he did those when he was a sophomore. What are you talking about? You know, he charged those things, and we didn't hate him for it then either because we liked the spirit. And he was saving field position there, and I really think he did.
So the Tigers take over, 8:25 to work in the third quarter. Goodland chews up a lot of time and some yardage, but the Tigers get it back in good position. Hand off underneath. Levi Fitzenmeyer dives over the pile. Gains maybe 3. It's 2nd down and 7. Tough yardage up the middle against those big fellows of Goodland. And the Tigers do get a couple on that one. I said 3. We'll call it a gain of 2. 2nd down 8. 8:08 to work, third quarter. Clock ticking. Tigers lead by 2. Peyton Lane back into the ball game for the Tigers. He goes to the left side as a receiver. Also on the field is Wyatt Alexander to the right side. Wyatt with a big catch earlier. Peyton Lane with a touchdown catch earlier. Here's Cade Wallace. Going to keep it himself. Nothing there. And now it's 3rd down and long. The loss of 1 or 2. 3rd down and 10 with 7:35 now to work. And the Tigers backed up inside their own 20-yard line. 3rd and long.
Tigers got to find a little answer here on offense, and they're trying to get this running game going.
Atkinson, Innington left. Peyton Lane, short side right, wide. Fitzenmeyer behind Wallace. To the left is Mullen. To the right is Griggs. Cade Wallace takes the pitch left. Back to pass. Fires downfield looking for Peyton Lane. Right sideline, and the catch is made. A defender hanging all over. Big play Lane, and the junior hauls it in at the Goodland Cowboy 45-yard line. First outstanding pass from Murph Wallace, but the concentration of Peyton Lane to come up with that football, unbelievable.
That wasn't even close to a touchdown, but that is the catch of the game so far, taking over his touchdown catch.
I would agree. That was some kind of play, and on 3rd and long, Peyton Lane goes and makes a play. He is a playmaker, let me tell you. 1st and 10 Tigers now at the Goodland Cowboy 45-yard line. Wallace underneath. Levi Fitzenmeyer dragging a defender. He'll take it 4 yards forward near the 41-yard line, and the Bull that time just drug a Cowboy with him and took it down to the 41.
Well, I tell you, I want to go back to that pass play because his touchdown catch in the first half, he was wide open. He just had to make sure he didn't drop it and then get his butt into the end zone, you know. But that, he was well defended, he was not wide open, and he made a fantastic catch.
2nd down 6 for the Tigers. Wallace under center. Tight formation. Griggs goes in motion right to left. He'll hand it off underneath. This is Levi Fitzenmeyer, and he may be gone. He's to the 15, the 10, to the 5-yard line. No flags. Touchdown Tigers. Levi Fitzenmeyer takes it in from 40 yards away, and the Tigers have gone up by 2 scores.
Well, I just said we're trying to figure out how to get the running game going, you know, and on that 2nd down play in the previous series, in the 2nd down play when Kate got stuffed at the line, he missed the read on Levi there. And I didn't want to say it at the time, but I can say it now. And they talked about it, and there it was, and it was gone.
Absolutely, yeah, and very, very true. The Tigers take it in from 40 yards out. That's 2 40-yard touchdown plays, one passing to Peyton Lane, one running from Levi Fitzenmeyer, who finds the end zone for the 3rd time this season. And now the Tigers will go for the 2-point conversion to try to make this a 10-point ball game. They lead 14-6 right now. It'd make it 2 possessions. They could punch it across. Wyatt Alexander, wide left. And now we've got a timeout for the Tigers trying to get the 2-point conversion going. They're going to take a TO. We'll take one as well. 6:15 to work here in the 3rd quarter. Tigers have gone up 14-6. A 2-point conversion try coming up next.
Stubble is what's left if you trim off a beard but don't shave. In pretty much the same way, short stalks remain when a field of wheat, say, has been cut. Think of us at Wilbur Ellis Reed Seed and Feed as barbers, and let us recommend the products to finish off the weeds or stray hairs for a nice-looking field. We offer the latest in wheat varieties, design the starter fertilizer package, and line up the application. Let's trim up your fields and get a healthy wheat growth started. Walk-ins are welcome at Wilbur Ellis Reed Seed and Feed.
State Farm is proud to support the people who make this community great. From our kids clubs, sports, and organizations to local projects like the Play Center 2, we are proud to keep our dollars and ideas local and encourage you to do the same. For insurance, banking, and investments, contact me, David Borderding, at 428 Lincoln in downtown Play Center, and trust State Farm's financial strength.
Tigers have taken it in to take a 14-6 lead with 6:15 to work here in the third quarter and trying to go for the two-point conversion try after scoring the TD. Got in formation, couldn't quite get where they wanted and the personnel in position, so they called the timeout to try to get this two-point conversion and make it a two-score lead. Cade Wallace underneath handoff. Levi Fitzenmeyer, did he get there? No, he is stopped short, but Clay Center answers with a big touchdown run from Levi Fitzenmeyer of 40 yards after a terrific catch by Peyton Lane to set up the football at the Goodland 45-yard line. A timeout here on the field. You're listening to Tiger Football on 100.9.
If you're an experienced over-the-road truck driver looking to step up to a strong, well-established company and one who treats their employees right, TSI Kansas invites you to join our family of drivers. We're looking to add more qualified Class A CDL drivers to our ranks. See, after working for TSI Kansas for many years, John and Sandy Link and I now own the company and we're dedicated to keeping our company strong. I'm Jason Hall with TSI Kansas Incorporated of Clay Center.
With the current economic downturn in ag commodities and livestock, maybe now is the time to consider restructuring your loan portfolio to help free up operating money. As with any business, commercial or ag, sometimes it takes a different set of eyes to analyze the operation and come up with an alternative suggestion. At Union State Bank, we'd be happy to assist you. Our goal is to help you face today's challenges by being focused on the success of your business. I'm Keith Blake with Union State Bank, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Tigers get to kick it away after Goodland ate up some yards, ate up some clock. The Tigers ate up bigger yardage in less time, and they go up 14-6 on a Levi Fitzenmeyer 40-yard run. Here's Goodland from their own 10-yard line. Returns to the middle in some room, and now breaking across the 40, and out to the left sideline goes Goodland. No flags, and they've taken it to the 30, to the 25-20. Knocked out of bounds. Ball loose. Caleb Mendham, who made a great effort play last week to stop a touchdown from Concordia late, makes a great play here to come from across the field and not allow Goodland to get any further than the 15-yard line of the Tigers. And like that, Goodland's right back in business.
Well, that was a huge return for Goodland. That was like the understatement of the year, but he took it up from the far side, up the gut for a while, and then busted it out on this near side. Big stop by Caleb Mendham. He also had one in that first week at Phillipsburg down there on the far sideline. So 3 weeks in a row, he's run somebody down on the sideline.
14-6, 6:01 to work here in the third quarter. Goodland back in business. The Tigers do lead by 8. Levi Archer goes into their center. One back behind. He'll roll left, hand off to his second back through, and he is going to be wrapped up by Zeb Bloom. Peyton Lane coming out to help. Atkinson Enninking coming off the pile. Jonathan Kramer Rainbolt in there as well, and the last guy up off the pile, probably with the first contact, Big Daddy Parker Popes.
I tell you what, these guys are going to be so sore tonight and tomorrow. This is a huge physical offensive line that this defense is going against. And to make that stop they just made, they fought off huge blocks. They were just in the trenches, just battling, and then make a stop on a hard runner that's spinning. Great job.
Second down and 7. They gave him a gain of 3. Is that right?
That's what the scoreboard says. It's not what the flags say, right?
And it is inside the 15. That's where the ball had been spotted originally. So it's second down and 7. 5:22 remains here in the third quarter. I'm not sure they didn't reset the clock. Maybe some seconds had run off that should not have. There we go. So now it looks like Goodland is set. The Tiger defense is ready to work. Second down 7 at the Tiger 13-yard line. And the clock is all the way back up to 5:47. It had run down to 5:22. So the clock is reset. Third quarter, 5:40 now moving. Archer back to pass. Short drop now rolls right. Pressure coming. Gets rid of it, and it is thrown under underneath the receiver. That's because the atom bomb got in there quickly, made contact with Archer as he was trying to let go of the football.
He was coming full speed on a blitz from over, was he on corner over here?
Right.
He was coming with that corner blitz, and he was able to just come full speed, which is pretty fast.
It is. Even with a bum ankle.
Yeah.
He can move.
And the quarterback knew he was coming.
3rd down 7 now. And now we've got a timeout burned by the Tigers. They're going to use one up here with 5:34 to work in the 3rd quarter. You're listening to Tiger Football on 100.9.
Life seems to get busier every day. The kids have sports practices and games. There's a mountain of laundry to do at home, plus trying to find some time to cook a decent meal and keep the house reasonably clean. I'm just so thankful I can quickly stop in at Ray's Apple Market and find everything I need. What I really like is that I feel like my kids are always safe when I'm shopping and the staff is so friendly and helpful. Ray's Apple Market is our store.
To ensure your total satisfaction when you need a new roof, siding, windows, or guttering, go with a dependable professional contractor. Choose Geisler Roofing and Home Improvement. You know us and our work. We're properly licensed and adequately insured for your protection. We have a proven reputation for providing quality roofing services, and we're committed to each job and our clients. We put our 36 years of experience in every project, and we stand behind our work without fail. Find us online at GeislerRoofing.com.
Along with our studio engineer, Bernie Vanceller, Rocky Downing, Chet Carlson with you here in the booth from a football Friday night. Tigers' first home game. They lead 14-6. 5:34 to work in the 3rd. Concordia threatening after the Tiger defense takes a timeout. It's 3rd down and 7 at Clay Center's 13-yard line. Tiger defense digging back in. Levi Archer, Goodland Cowboy quarterback, under center. Back to pass. Stands in the pocket, pressured, and he is hit from behind, and that is Hunter Mullen. The Bulldozer takes down Archer in the backfield. The sack will drop him for about a 4-yard loss. It brings up 4th down.
That was huge, and that's 2 plays in a row where the Tigers brought that pursuit from the backside of a right-handed passer. So he has that corner blitz coming from Ebert 2 plays ago on his backside. That time, Hunter Mullen on that outside linebacker position was bringing it, and he came from that backside. He was able to get to him and put him down. It's only about a 5-yard loss.
Right.
That's a big 5-yard.
4th down and 12 now, with under 5 to work in the 3rd quarter. Tigers on top, 14-6. See if they try to throw again after 2 pressures by the Tigers. Archer, pitch out right side. Now they're going to run a reverse. Around the left side they come, a couple of blocks. And Caleb Mendham slows it down. There's a penalty flag near the play. It should be on Goodland, and will back him up even further.
Yeah, on a play like that, you almost expect there to be a block in the back somewhere because it's a misdirection, double reverse type play. And once a player has to turn, and then you're set up to get a good block that you might get the backside of their shoulder or whatever. That was more than the backside of the shoulder.
Big time, yeah. And this, I said, would pin them back even further. In reality, they were well short of 1st down, so the Tigers will decline and take over the football.
Yeah, we'll take the ball instead of 4th and long for them.
Block in the back against Goodland as expected. The penalty is declined as expected, and the Tigers take over the football here with 4:36 remaining in the 3rd quarter and leading 14-6. So Goodland gets the big return. The Tiger defense will not let them do anything with it.
Well, and here's what else we need to say. The Tiger defense has shut down the Goodland pass on these last several plays because they're reaching for double reverse type plays here.
Right.
This is a precision pass team. We came with the corner blitz, the linebacker blitz, and Hunter got to him. So we have disrupted their pass game. And on a previous pass, he had so much pressure on him, he totally missed the receiver.
Cade Wallace goes in under center. McCade Melius, left side handoff. Levi Fitzenmeyer takes it out across the 15-yard line. He will gain 3, maybe 4 yards. It brings up 2nd down.
Well, sometimes that leaving the ball in the belly of that first back through is to keep them honest so that we can develop the further plays off of that. And sometimes it's because we think it's going to be there and we think Levi might run for 41 yards and a touchdown.
And he is very capable. 40-yard TD earlier this quarter put the Tigers on top, 14-6. Wallace with Fitzenmeyer behind. He will give it off again. Short yardage play brings up 3rd down. The Tiger offensive line to the left, you see Holden Heigl and Zeb Bloom, who is the tight end. The center is McCade Melius. Jake Wynn on that side with Holden Heigl and Parker Folks and Gavin Ware to the right. Atkinson Inniking, wide right side. Peyton Lane off to the left. And now Riley Griggs will line up as a slot receiver left side. That leaves Hunter Mullen in the backfield to the left flank, and then Levi Fitzenmeyer, the fullback, behind quarterback Cade Wallace.
Field position's a big deal to me. I've been talking about it all night. This is a big down for the Tigers.
3rd down, 6. Wallace underneath, though. He's going to keep it himself. He's got some room. 1st down yardage and more goes Cade Wallace. Murph into the open field. He's to the midfield stripe. Angles out left to the 40. He's to the 30-yard line. Couple of blockers in front. He's to the 15, to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Tigers! Cade Wallace takes it all the way from the other end of the field, from the 18-yard line. 83 yards to pay dirt. Cade Wallace and the Tigers go up 20-6.
Did he read a block or 7 there? I mean, he's just picking and choosing, and his team got out in front of him, and they were watching what he was doing. I mean, it was a great team effort. It was not just a Cade Wallace run, but I'm not sure anybody else makes that run.
And makes the read, as you talked about. And then downfield, about the 20-yard line, he had 2 guys. And there's 2 things these guys did. They kept the defender busy, but they didn't get silly and try to make too much of a block and get a penalty call. And it happened. 83 yards for Cade Wallace. Here's the extra point try on its way from Peyton Lane. It is up, and it is no good. Looked like it was good for Mir. The officials say it went off to the right side. But nonetheless, 83 yards. Murph Wallace takes it home, 20-6. Tigers lead it 3 minutes to work here in the 3rd.
Producers, consider planting cover crops from the Farmers Cooperative. Cover crops prevent soil erosion, conserve moisture, increase soil health, suppress weeds, and reduce soil compaction. Plus, cover crops can make an excellent source of forage for your livestock. Farmers Cooperative has the cover crop seed you need, plus their SkyTech aerial application service. Stop by your local Farmers Cooperative Agronomy Center today and find out about cover crops.
Investing in our owner's success. Farmers Cooperative.
Don't shop for tires at a dealer whose idea of selection is white wall or black wall. Head to the dealer who carries the brands you trust. Michelin offers safe, fuel-efficient, long-lasting tires that provide exceptional performance and extraordinary value. BF Goodrich tires are built for drivers looking for high performance and aggressive styling. Next time you need tires, get the selection you deserve. For the best tires, advice, and service, visit the experts at Bud's Tire Service, 410 Court Street, Clay Center. Proud supporters of Clay Center Tiger Athletics.
Tigers lead 20-6 after an 83-yard touchdown run coming from Cade Wallace. A thing of beauty off the read initially, and then the read in the open field. His blockers out in front doing their job, and that's some electrifying stuff right there, Chad, let me tell you. The kickoff from Levi Fitzenmeyer is taken back at the 14-yard line. Start toward the middle, and the return left. Seth Bloom will make the tackle at the 28-yard line. Goodland will take over at their own, they call it the 31 by the time the forward progress got him out across that 30. Tigers lead it 20-6 right now.
I'm going to tell you what happened there, too. Kate and I know each other really well, and we're pretty good friends, and I think he heard me say a little bit ago that he missed a read, and it kind of got him a little bit not happy, and so he just kind of took it to the house.
Sure, he had to make a read.
Yeah,
he said. It was fun. We had him on at halftime, as we mentioned, the locker room show, and I asked him, because last week Myron stepped in for you at Concordia and was talking about telling Cade to release the sled, and he went for a 40-yard run last week, and now 83 yards. But I asked Cade, I said, in a foot race with you and Myron, would it be close? He said, no, I'd smoke him. He'd probably pull a hammy in the first 5 yards. Here is Archer back to pass. Little hesitation, rolls right, fires out, has a receiver, but it's low and drops. Brandon Loader in coverage. The pass intended out on the right flat this time for Brant Moll, but it was low and skids to the ground. It's 2nd down and 10.
And the Tigers are still bringing it, and that's what is, I mean, even on a missed low pass like that, you see a difference in their rhythm and a difference even in the receiver's rhythm and in the receiver's effort. You know,
Right. I know what you're saying.
we are getting some pressure on the quarterback, and we're getting that pressure through a very big offensive line.
Archer goes in underneath that big center. He's back to pass again. Short drop. Pressure coming. He steps up in the pocket. Now he's got some room to run to the 40-yard line. Sideline 45. Knocked out of bounds by Caleb Mendham as he crosses the midfield stripe to the Tiger 49. It'll be 1st and 10 Goodland. 2:40 to work in the third. Tigers do lead by 2 scores, 20-6.
That time he was in the pocket again, like he has been quite a bit tonight. We collapsed the pocket, but we couldn't get to him. He was able to step up out of the pocket, then take it to the sideline, and we had such deep coverage on the receivers that by the time we got him run out of bounds, he'd had the first down.
Tigers up front. Garrett Craig in there now for the Tigers, along with Zeb Bloom and Parker Folks. Atkinson Inniking, kind of the fourth man on the front row. Back to pass again. Archer has some time, fires across, nearly picked by Jake Wynn. It was caught, or was it dropped?
It was dropped.
Wynn says incomplete, and it is 3rd down and 10. Jake Wynn almost knocked that down himself.
Yeah, he did, and the pass was well thrown, and the receiver almost caught it in spite of all of that, but it kind of bounced across the grass there, and one of the officials took a while to call it incomplete.
I said third. It's 2nd down and 10 after the big first
We got 12 guys on the field.
There we go. Kramer Rainbow gets off the field, so Tigers in good position. 2nd down and 10. Goodland at the Clay Center 49. Penalty flags are down.
That'll be on them.
And Coach Phil Casper, the first to point to the interior, saying that's on White, guys. That's on White. And it is against the Cowboys. It'll be 2nd down 15.
Well, there's been some important penalties against Goodland tonight in about 4 different points of the game. We're not even to the 4th quarter yet. There's a lot of games still to play here, but this is another penalty that gives the Tigers an opportunity to lay their ears back on defense.
2nd down 15. Backed up now inside of the Tiger into the field, 45-yard line. Back to pass. Archer, pressure coming. Seth Bloom gets in and makes the sack. Gavin Ware was in the area, but that's all Crash Bloom who takes him down for a loss of 6. It's 3rd down and long.
And that fed right off of that illegal procedure penalty. They're looking at third and 15, and Zeb gets another 5 yards on the sack, or was it 2nd and 15? Now it's 3rd and 20.
Yeah, 3rd down about 21 after Zeb Bloom made the tackle back to the 40-yard line now of Goodland into the field. The Tiger defense starting to step it back up again. 1:39 to work in the third. Tigers on top, 20-6. Zeb Bloom's sack gives the Tigers a 3rd down and long situation defensively. Rhetorical question, will they come at him again? Archer's going to run it. Parker Folks is there. Jake Wynn is there. And it's going to be 4th and long. He gains maybe 2. I think that was a designed run to try to keep the Tigers off balance. And Parker Folks, Jake Wynn said, no, we're going to make the play right now.
Yeah, and it's done at a time very similar to when a team will run a draw,
right?
You know, or a screen, you know, something like that. But it was not. It was neither of those. It was just a design, almost off-tackle run. But we were all over it. Good coverage.
4th down and 19, under a minute to go, 3rd quarter. Hunter Mullen, Peyton Lane back to receive. The punt is away, right down the middle of the field. It will bounce, and now will take an awkward roll right, and Goodland will down it at Clay Center's 27-yard line with 41 seconds left to go here in the third. The Tigers on top, 26.
Well, and I haven't liked our field position as much in this 3rd quarter as I did in the 2nd quarter, but we didn't score any points in the 2nd quarter, and we're scoring points here in the 3rd quarter. So I want those points more than I want the field position, but lots of times they're more synonymous than this. Tigers have a little momentum going here, but we need to take advantage of having the ball, move the chains, and get a little possession going here.
Last score for the Tigers, 83-yard touchdown run from Cade Wallace. They have it now at their own 27.
Well, and you don't move the chains so much when you run for 83 yards, but I'll take either one.
And the stats still look really good, that kind of run. Wallace underneath, handoff, Levi Fitzenmeyer. He was met right at the line of scrimmage. Not much on the first down carry. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Man, under 30 to work in the third.
I think these I haven't seen anything that I've disliked about this officiating crew.
Well, I agree.
But I think on these running plays up the middle, the whistles are getting later and later. They're letting them go longer and longer and longer. You know what I mean?
Well, it's nearing the fourth quarter, Chad. You know, that road trip home, you start to think about maybe 5 seconds left here in the third, and they're going to let the clock wind down. We're headed to the final 12 minutes. Play Center leads it 20-12 when we come back.
Crop Production Services take this opportunity to thank their customers for their continued support and for the confidence placed in them. They don't take this privilege for granted and will keep working as a team with the common purpose of providing best-in-class services to all their customers. Crop Production Services also recognize the unity of our high school and college teams, building stronger partnerships together. They all know that your support and trust is the foundation of their success. Thank you from Crop Production Services.
The celebration event is on at Schramm Chrysler Dodge Jeep in Manhattan. Come test drive a new Ram truck that gets 29 miles per gallon or a Jeep Grand Cherokee that gets 30 miles to the gallon. You won't go wrong with either of these vehicles. Schramm Chrysler Dodge Jeep is the area's only 5-star certified dealership, and for 49 years, we've treated you like family. Come see us on West Anderson in Manhattan or online at SchrammCars.com. Schramm Chrysler Dodge Jeep is a proud supporter of Tiger football.
20-6 the score. The Tigers with the lead. 12 minutes left to work here in this fourth quarter, and Play Center back with the football. 2nd down and 10. Levi Fitzenmeyer the carry on that first down play, and Tigers back on the field ready to work. 2 receivers right, and one off to the left side is Wyatt Alexander. Slot receiver Peyton Lane. Wallace, hard snap count. Did they get him again?
I think they did.
Offside, Goodland, 2nd down and 5. They've had him a few times, Chet, throughout the ball game.
That's a big deal. You know, because we did nothing on first down, so now it's like we picked up 5 yards on first down.
Absolutely.
Looking at 2nd and 5.
2nd and 5 Tigers that did not start the clock with no live play, the penalty coming in. 2nd down 5. Wyatt Alexander, wide to the left once again. That's the short side of the field. In motion goes Hunter Mullen, right to left. Ball nearly bobbled. Fitzenmeyer has it, dives to the 35-yard line, a gain of 3. It'll bring a 3rd down and maybe 2 or 3 left to go.
Yeah, and this is where it's pretty tough. And the Tigers want to sustain this drive. They keep going no huddle. The play gets called from the sidelines. They all look at their arm bands. But yeah, 3rd and 3. We're not going to go for it on 4th down if we don't make it here. We'll be punting.
3rd down 3. One receiver to both sides. In motion goes Hunter Mullen. Cade Wallace, handoff underneath, and nothing there this time for Levi Fitzenmeyer. And that will be 4th down now, and still 2 or 3 left to go.
I mean, we picked up. We didn't gain an inch on that play.
Looking for some scores around the KCLY community. We had a score. We believe it was Clifton Clyde with the win. Waiting for confirmation on that in their matchup. I do know Washington County into the 3rd quarter led La Crosse 22-14.
How wrong was I? I said we won't go for it on 4th down.
We draw them off again, and we did. Holy cow.
We weren't going to snap the ball, but we went hard count. I don't think we were going to snap.
No, we were not. There's no way. And that is now multiple times with the Goodland head coach is out on the field just barking at his team. And I mean, that's a football sin right there.
I'm leaving the stat of the game up there, the penalties on Goodland.
Yeah.
I mean,
that just added to it.
Yeah, it's really added to it, and it's been their Achilles heel for, so far in this game.
So the Tigers get a fresh set of downs from their own 40-yard line. Wallace back under center. They'll work it left, now back to pass, looking downfield. He's on the left sideline. Hunter Mullen had Atkinson inking down the middle, Mullen down the left sideline, and it's thrown out of bounds. Defender on Mullen that time, not really letting him get a good look. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
That time, Cade, he runs that pass play, and also the passes that he threw to Peyton earlier in the game. He runs that pass play like he's right out of the middle of our running game. You know, he's not a step and a half behind his center. I mean, when he pulls up out of the fake, looks upfield and dumps the ball up.
In motion goes Riley Griggs. Now he'll stop behind Fitzenmeyer and come back to the left wing position. Second down 10.
We're going to get a penalty.
Tigers are inside the 5 count. There's a delay of game. So instead of 2nd and 10, it makes it 2nd down 15. The ball backs up 5 yards.
I think what happened there was they thought they drew them off again because there was that little jump up on the other side of the line. And at that time, a number of the Clay Center players kind of stood up and looked over at the official thinking he was going to call offside.
They didn't break the line, though.
Right.
They made that move. Yeah, exactly.
So then all of a sudden they're in the 5 count, and they got delay of game.
2nd down 15. Here's Cade Wallace, handoff underneath. Levi Fitzenmeyer, and he breaks a tackle, and all of a sudden he's across the midfield stripe, and he drags a couple of more defenders along. Never say die when you're running up the middle, and Levi Fitzenmeyer looked like he was done 5 yards into the run. He turns it into almost a 20-yard gain.
That is so big. I mean, that is so, and he almost took that to the house.
No kidding.
But just to move the chains there, because the Tigers kind of floundered there for the last minute or two.
Clock ticking at 10:15, fourth quarter. Clay Center leads at 20-6. Griggs in motion. Handoff underneath again. Levi Fitzenmeyer. He moves the pile once more. This will be a gain of 5 or 6. And how many times do you see good fullbacks at any level late in the game? They get stronger. Everybody else gets tired of getting hit by them.
Well, and that's the thing about the fourth quarter. And when you have some pretty big guys out there on the line, both sides of the line for them, that can wear you down early in the game, but you can wear them down later in the game.
2nd down 5 after the pickup by Fitzenmeyer on the first down. Clay Center going to play a little time management now. They want to let it get down near the 5 count, just not to a delay of game anymore, as Cade Wallace has 2 receivers right, 1 left. Handoff underneath. Fitzenmeyer staggers by 1 defender. Now he's into the open field to the 20, to the 15, 10. He's caught from behind at the 10-yard line. But Levi Fitzenmeyer making it happen again. Not only can the bull run through the middle and bang some people around, Chet, he's got some pretty nimble footwork when he gets in the open field. We just saw it there.
Oh, he's so good, and he's been so fun to watch. And he started it all off in week 1 at Phillipsburg by getting into triple digits, 100 yards in that game. And he just became a workhorse, was a workhorse last week. And here he's picking up these big runs in the fourth quarter when everybody's tired.
Cade Wallace with 9:13 to work. Tigers on top by 2 scores. Goes under center. He's going to keep it himself, go through the middle. He will get down near the 7-yard line, a gain of maybe 3. It was 1st and goal. Now brings up 2nd down and goal at the 7-yard line. They've dropped the markers on the sideline, so they were at the 10-yard line where Fitzenmeyer was tackled. And Wallace gains another 3. It's 2nd down and goal. Clock ticking now inside of 8:40, 8:39. Becoming the Tigers' friend right now with the fourth quarter clock ticking away in a 2-score lead. And threatening again. Wallace back to pass, fires in the flats, has a receiver. This is Hunter Mullen, gets by 1 tackler, can't quite get to the pylon. It'll be 3rd down and goal, but they're now inside the 3-yard line.
Good throw and catch there, and it was a well-executed play, and Cade ran that very well, and he got the ball out there to Hunter, kind of in the, not quite the flat, but out there on that short pass. Hunter just couldn't quite get it over the end zone.
Had 2 receivers and went to the underneath receiver who was open, Mullen. He got near the goal line. It's inside the 3, 3rd down and goal. Wallace, right side, handoff, Levi Fitzenmeyer. He's in again. Touchdown, Tigers. The Bull takes it in right side this time, and the Tigers now put 26 on the board. They lead by 20. And the cannons blare here at the Tigers' den. 7:52 to work here in the fourth. Clay Center on top now, 26-6 with the extra point upcoming.
Right
Twin
side.
Valley Pulse Gigabit opens the door for your family and business in this fast-paced internet world. More than 6% of households own more than 15 connected devices, which include smartphones, tablets, and gaming consoles. Plus, new technologies are introduced every day to enhance our lives. Pulse service is now available in Aurora, Leonardville, Longford, Morganville, Riley, Wakefield, Clifton, Clyde, Delphus, Glasgow, Greene, Randolph, Milford, and Oldsburg. Call Twin Valley to receive advanced broadband today.
Two-point conversion try, pass down near the goal line, catch is going to be made, and the Tigers take it in for a two-point conversion. Levi Fitzenmeyer with the catch from Cade Wallace, and Clay Center now leads it 28-6. You're listening to Clay Center Tiger Football on 100.9.
Being an active member of FFA and 4-H and playing sports can all teach life skills of leadership, responsibility, good character, a strong work ethic, and a healthy spirit of competition. All these activities help prepare and equip young people to become great citizens. At Union State Bank, we feel it's a very worthwhile investment to support our area youth. We're always pleased to see many come back to this community, start their own business, or join their family farms. I'm Morgan Hamill with Union State Bank, member FDIC.
At Subway, Monday is no longer Monday. It's Sweet Onion Chicken Teriyaki Day. That's the $3.50 sub of the day. Subway has a different 6-cent sub of the day every day of the week. Each has no artificial flavors or colors from artificial sources. For just $3.50, it's a great sub for a great price. Wednesday, that's Turkey Breast Day. Friday, tuna day. The $3.50 sub of the day every day at Subway. At participating restaurants, additional charges for extras and deluxe plus tax may not be combined with other offers, coupons, or discount cards.
28-6, Tigers have the lead as we now get inside of 8 minutes left in this ball game, and Levi Fitzenmeyer puts in the 3-yard run for the TD and then makes the catch for the extra point of 2, and that makes it a 28-6 ball game. Here's the kick from Fitzenmeyer now. It's going to be taken and booted toward the sideline and knocked out of bounds. Goodland will take over at their own 20-yard line. Really fortunate for the Cowboys because the Tigers were thinking scoop and score.
For as ugly as that was for them, it turned out about as well as it could for them. You know, yeah, Levi scores all 8 of those points on that last exchange with the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. But I'm staying with my stat of the game so far being the Goodland penalties because I think that's a big difference in the game at this point. However, let me give you another one, okay? A number. I'm going to give you a number. It's called 28. 28 unanswered points.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's great.
28-6, but that's 28 unanswered points.
That's good stuff, shit. We may have to combine those two stats. The Midwest Products stat of the game, we'll get that to you after this play right here. Archer rolling left, looking downfield, has a receiver. Pass is going to be caught by Darian Kent, and he slips by one tackler and will pick up, it appears, the first down out to the 30-yard line. Midwest Products stat of the game, I like them both because the penalties are so big in this game throughout, including that last drive. Remember the 5 yards they pulled them off sides on 4th down and 3 or 4. Right. That gave them another down. That's when Levi Fitzenmeyer broke the long run and eventually pushed it into the end zone. And 28 unanswered is always a great stat.
Both of those are such a big deal in this game.
Midwest Products stat of the game here on a Football Friday. Tigers lead it 28-6 after those 28 unanswered. Archer rolls right, wanted to pass. Now he's going to touch and run. He was throwing downfield right sideline and incomplete. It was a hold in the backfield that everybody in the stadium saw and no flag on the field. Well, Archer was rolling right. I don't know who was held, but somebody absolutely was grabbed by their shoulder pad of the Tigers and held back. Face mask. Face mask.
It's like a double. It was holding and face mask. I mean, but no, really no official was in a very good position for that unless they just saw the head get jerked around. but incomplete pass nonetheless.
2nd down 10, 7:13 to work. We're in the 4th quarter. The Tigers lead it here 28-6. Putting up good numbers last week at Concordia here at home on their first home game of the year on Tiger Bike Night. And they're letting it roar here right now. Here's a screenplay set up underneath. Catch is going to be made. Now some open field opportunity for Goodland. First down yardage. The catch and run by Tate Withington that time out near the midfield stripe.
That's kind of that rocket screen we used to see out at Quincy Morgan all the time down the way here. But it was more fun watching it in a purple jersey than in a Goodland Cowboy jersey, but they ran that pretty well. But the Tigers defended it in the middle. And the other thing is they're completing a few passes, barely moving the chains. The clock just keeps ticking.
Down to 6:58 to go in this fourth. Tigers lead at 28-6. Pressure coming on Archer. He is brought down again in the backfield. Anthony Atkinson in the game. Brandon Loader, Gavin Ware, all in the area, and they tag team the sack, take him down all the way back at the 37-yard line.
I'll tell you what, Loader and Ware are all over his business, and then all of a sudden Anthony gets him first from somewhere.
The Ant-Man comes flying in, and it is 2nd down and 22 now for the Goodland Cowboys. Down to 6:25 to work, and the Tigers lead by 22 points. Archer has got to be tired of seeing orange and black right now.
And that doesn't stop the clock.
And again, pressure coming, and he's going to tuck it and try to run it. 3 Tiger defenders all over him. He will throw it as he's being taken down near the sideline, and it is going to be an intentional grounding again, I believe, against Archer. The 3 Tigers on the play. Brandon Loader again. Zeb Bloom and Gavin Ware all in the area this time, and they may have had the Ant-Man in there one more time, and those guys just made Archer tuck it and run for his dear life.
Yeah, and everybody's looking for that call, and, you know, it looked like it was intentional grounding. The official did a great job, because he thought it was too, but he looked left, he looked right, he looked left again. He made sure that nobody was in the area, and then he flagged it.
Always look twice before crossing the street or throwing a intentional grounding flag, right?
Measure twice.
Mom's told you that forever.
Yeah.
6:06 to work here in the fourth. Tigers lead at 28-6.
Now this is what, 3rd and 1,000? I mean,
it is a long way to go.
3rd and, I don't know, 37?
37. 3rd down, 37. Or as we like to call it, 3rd down the long Greyhound bus ride. 28-6. 6:06 remains here in the ball game. Tigers on top. 3rd down and 30-plus. Archer, handoff underneath. Big hit near the line of scrimmage. And the tackle then's going to be made by 4 or 5 Tigers. Zeb Bloom had the... No, it was not Zeb Bloom at the first contact. Somebody crashed in from the end that time. May have been Gavin Ware, but it's going to be now 4th down and still a long, long way to go.
10, 20, right at 30.
4th down, 30 from the 30.
Yeah.
And 5:40 left on the fourth quarter clock. The Tigers will get the football back with a 22-point lead. Goodland will punt it. Back to receive, Peyton Lane and Hunter Mullen. Pressure coming. Punt is away at a pretty good one. High wobbly kick. Lane catches, bobbles, goes down and gets it, and then pays for it with the Goodland Cowboys diving in after the football.
But he did.
And now there's a penalty flag down, and people getting up off the pile not happy. And there's a penalty flag. We'll see who it's thrown against. Unsportsmanlike, you would imagine. We'll see who they throw it against here.
They're talking it over.
Tigers with the 28-6 lead.
Looks like it's on us.
Must be, because they're pushing it back the other direction. We may see Peyton Lane go at quarterback. Unsportsmanlike conduct they call against the Tigers. It still is Clay Center's football on 1st down. And as I said, I think Peyton Lane will go in at quarterback here to give Cade Wallace an opportunity for a break and to get somebody else some Friday night opportunity on the field.
Right, it's a good time to do that. 5:23 to go in the game, 28-6. And we need, you know, Peyton's played a lot of quarterback, but not a lot on Friday night. And so it's a good time to get a little action here.
1st down and 10. Tigers will have it from their own 27. Again, with 5:23 remaining, they lead it 28-6, looking for their 2nd straight win. So Peyton Lane in at quarterback. He will turn left and keep it himself. Dives forward, picks up 2 or 3 on the 1st down carry. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Tigers have Jonathan Ludwig up on that front row. He's seen a lot of time on both sides of the football through the season thus far.
Yeah.
And we have a timeout taken here on the field. 5:17 to work in the game. Is that a fumble? Maybe it's not a timeout. This is going to be Goodland's football. That ball was fumbled, and I did not see it. I didn't even see a reaction from an official. But
no, I didn't either.
But it's Goodland's football at the Tiger 27, so they take over on the fumble on the carry that time by Peyton Lane.
strangest change of possession in the world.
Well, you and I are both waiting for a second down play and thought it was a timeout. Next thing you know, they're ready to run the offensive series for Goodland. Just over 5 to work. Archer, option play, pitch out right side, carry to the right. One hit, and now the tackle is going to be made downfield about 5 yards deep. In on the play that time was Parker Folks. It is a gain of 5, maybe 6 yards.
Haven't seen a lot of option out of them.
No, not much.
But they're trying to find an answer to anything right now, and they're the kind of offense that likes to think they can strike quick, and they certainly did in the first quarter. So they're trying to get a little spring in their step here.
Gain of 6, second down 4. Archer, ball on the ground, scooped up by, it looks like, the Goodland running back. Not handed off, just simply slipped out of Archer's hands, and Darian Kent was able to dive in on top of it. But they lose 3 or 4 yards. Actually, they lose 5 yards on the play. It's third down, and we'll call it 8 yards to go.
Well, we've already done our stat of the game, right? But here's just an interesting observation. In the last 4 plays, the ball's been on the ground 3 of those last 4 plays.
It would be a stat of the game. Third down 8, 4:05 left to go here in the fourth. Tiger defense trying to urge the crowd to help them out. Archer rolls left, and he goes right into Anthony Atkinson, inning king, and a sack is made well back behind the 40-yard line. Archer spun to roll left, and he ran right into the arms of the Ant-Man.
You know, he has had such a great game tonight, and it's fit his style of play.
Right.
And everything he's been allowed to do tonight, and what Goodland has brought, it's all just been a perfect fit for him. I thought Zeb Bloom was going to have that kind of game tonight. Zeb has had a fantastic game, but not on the corners like that. Anthony's just been able to bring it and get to it. It's one thing to get to bring it, but he keeps getting to it.
Yeah, and that time Archer ran right into it.
Yeah.
Number 16 just took advantage and dropped him. It's now fourth down and 22 yards. I'd like to go to our Debenham electrifying play of the game, and it's fun when you've got a whole bunch of options.
Yeah.
And we've got them all across the board.
Yeah.
I think I have to go, Chet, with an 83-yard run from your quarterback, Cade Murph Wallace, and the way that it took place for the whole team being involved with the blocking and downfield blocking and Cade making a perfect read and then turning on the Jets once again for the second week in a row.
I agree with you. We had another play written up there from earlier in the game, but that play was the true definition of electrifying. It was almost like when we had that electric football game back when we were little kids and they just vibrated around.
Yes.
You know, because it developed real slow like that because he was picking out his reads. He was getting good blocks. His team was getting down there for him, and he was zigzagging, and just the crowd just built throughout that entire run. It was electrifying.
Debenham electrifying play of the game, 83-yard run for Cade Wallace earlier in this second half. Tigers lead 28-6 down to 3:43 remaining here in the fourth quarter as both teams are huddled up now. I think the officials actually just said, guys, let's bring it in here. Let's not get chippy. Saw a big high five from the guys in the middle on both sides. And so maybe just an opportunity for the officials to say, let's clean this thing up here. It's been a good game.
Let's have a little love.
Fourth down and long. Archer back to pass. Steps up in the pocket, fires downfield. Caleb Mendham coverage, the pass near the end zone, overthrown, incomplete. Flag comes in late, and it appears to be an interference call going against Mendham. It looked like he had pretty good coverage. It was interesting they let the play out before the official reached for his flag, but it appears to be interference against the Tigers. 3:35 left here in this fourth quarter. The Tigers leading 28-6. So let's look at the Catalyst Signing Graphics catch of the game. Is there any doubt what we're going with here, Chet? The catch of the game? You're sorting out the plan.
Yeah, because I was thinking they were going to maybe go on offense, but they're not. They're going on defensive pass interference. No.
The third down catch from Peyton Lane, deep in the run into the field. He fires down to the 40-yard line and well covered. Cade Wallace puts it in a great area, but Peyton Lane just comes up with a miraculous catch.
Earlier, he has a 40-yard TD. He also in the game has an interception. That was a great catch. But that was without a doubt the catch of the game. He was defended. It was a tough catch. It was thrown in a tough spot. We had to have it. We had to have it then, and that was it.
The Catalyst Signing Graphics catch of the game, Peyton Lane, way downfield with a big-time play. Here's another sack for the Tigers. Zeb Bloom flushed inside by Wyatt Alexander. Zeb Bloom, Gavin Ware teaming up in the middle for another sack on Levi Archer, the Goodland Cowboys, and Clay Center takes over possession.
There is nothing more fun than playing defense at times like this.
Yeah,
there is nothing more fun than playing defense at times like this. Now, the first series of the game, our defense was not having fun.
Right, no, it's very true.
But they found themselves, and they found a team unit there. And did you watch those guys just feeding off of each other out there and complimenting each other in the play?
Yeah. One flushes, the other guy gets to go make the hit. First down and 10, Tigers take over possession. Peyton Lane back in at quarterback. Correction, Hunter Mullen's going to run quarterback on this series. First down and 10, handoff underneath. It's second down and 9. You know, big hitters, we're always looking for a big hit somewhere. We had one in the end zone earlier on a safety, the Hunley's Garage big hitter for the game. I'm almost going to give it to our big guy out of the backfield, making it happen again with his legs and with him just bulling his way through, and Levi Fitzsimmons.
I agree with it. He's so fun to watch. 185-pound junior, and you can't tackle him.
And then he runs away from people when he gets in the open field. He caught a pass for a 2-point conversion. Here's a pitch out right from Mullen. It's going to be covered up by the Tigers in the backfield. Caleb Mendham, I believe, had that ball kind of short hop, and he was able to cover it up. So Levi Fitzenmeyer, I'm just giving him the big hit of the game because he kept hitting that offensive line and hitting that offensive line until he finally got the big hit for that 40-yard touchdown, or a 40-yard gallop, the touchdown run, and then got it in from 3 yards out a little bit later on.
Well, that kid's going to know he played a football game tonight, you know, and that's the kind of game he has every week, every Friday. And he just keeps bringing it, and he brought it again tonight.
That's from Hunley's Garage. Here's Mullen looking to hand it off underneath on 3rd and long. Time down to 2:08 left to work in this ball game. And then we've got the C&R Credit Union block of the game. And I kind of took a bit of that away from you, but I still think you're looking at the offensive line, right?
I am. And on either of those two plays. Because
83-yard run, Cade Wallace, the 40-yard run from Levi Fitzenmeyer. It all happens up front.
Okay, on the Levi Fitzmeyer run, it was all the line. On the Cade run, it was everybody.
No, you're right. Downfield blocking was a part of it. It started up front. Yeah, that's give it to those two plays. The C&R Credit Union block of the game. Just the execution of the Tigers making it happen on those two big running plays at 42 and 83 yards.
Yeah, and lots of times it's fun to pick out one individual player and play where they just pancake somebody or really sprung something. But both of those plays were so key in this game. It's only a 28-6 game.
Sure.
You know, and so that's half of the points of the game, basically. And they were so key, and they were at such critical times. But on Levi's, it was the whole front line. And on Cade's, it was just people getting up off the ground and going downfield and making another block.
Exactly right. Minute 30 left. Archer back to pass again. Fires out left sideline through the hands of a receiver. Hunter Mullen on coverage. Darian Kent tried to go up and receive it, just couldn't get his hands around it. And the football out of bounds. Clock stops at a minute 26 left.
And those passes get harder to catch at this point in time, too. He certainly didn't have alligator arms, but they're tired. He had to leave his feet. It was behind
Number
him.
7's in the area.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I hear you. Cade Melius out on defense, now to the sideline. Jonathan Ludwig in there. Second down 10. Back to pass Archer. Mullen was coming. Bubble screen underneath, and they've got some room to run again. Downfield, Caleb Mendham makes the tackle at the 40-yard line. He went up high against the ball carrier, Tate Withington, and I thought he was going to get run over, and he just threw Withington to the ground.
I don't know how these little guys tackle somebody up high like that, but he literally did throw him on the ground.
He did. with momentum coming at him, met him chest to chest, and then just threw him to the ground. Tigers with the lead here, 28-6, nearing the 1-minute mark in the fourth. Archer will drop the pass again. Mullen comes after him, a sack in the backfield. That brings up second down at 15. It drops him for a loss of 5.
Boy, Hunter's just able to come from that outside linebacker position almost every time, and he's not been blocked the last 3 times.
Good. Derek Thomas move around the outside where he just couldn't get a hand on him. And a timeout's going to be taken here by Goodland. 44 to work. Tigers lead at 28-6 here in the Den, looking for their second straight win. We'll have the finish coming up next.
Oldie Seed has soil-specific seed to fit your soybean acre-specific needs. Soybean varieties with excellent SDS, stress tolerance, excel on high pH levels, and salt excluders that will not limit your yield potential. Oldie Seed is your trusted supplier for high-yielding soybeans built to fit your specific needs. Call your Oldie Seed representative today at 877-692-4555. That's 877-692-4555.
It's amazing how much our economy is dependent on trucking companies who transport products from producers to consumers. TSI Kansas Incorporated has built a strong, reputable company by delivering valuable cargo for hardworking Americans who make the products to customers and consumers across the country. It's a vital role and one we are honored to do for your company. If you're looking for a dedicated carrier, we've got flatbed, vans, and reefers. We're TSI Kansas in Clay Center.
44 seconds left. Archer back to pass. Gets rid of it. It bounces off of a receiver, then off of a defender. Jonathan Kramer Rainbow actually covering somebody going out to the outside, and the ball bounces. He was covering another receiver off of his shoulder pad. He didn't even know it was in the area.
That was kind of hot. It was thrown pretty hot for what it was, but it didn't happen.
Third down, 15. 28-6 ball game. 39.7 seconds left. Third down, 15 for the Goodland Cowboys. Under center goes Levi Archer. He's a really good, fun athlete to watch, but man, he has been rushed out of the pocket and hit a lot tonight. Fires downfield near the goal line. That ball nearly picked off. Caleb Mendham got a hand on it. Great coverage downfield by Mendham.
Boy, Archer's been rushed all night. He's been sacked all night. He's been hit all night. And still, with 31 seconds to go in the game, he threw a 50-yard pass on a perfect dime. I mean, beautiful spiral.
It was. And set and through with pressure still coming, which he's been used to tonight. Fourth down, 15. Archer. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Down to 31 seconds left in this game. Back to pass again. Rolls right, pressure coming. Fires to the sideline. Penalty flag is thrown in the backfield. I believe this will be an illegal block or hold against the Cowboys.
I think it's intentional grounding again. Maybe. Oh, no, there's one back there, but there's one over here.
Yeah, there's one in the backfield, I think, was
that'd be
holding against one of the running backs. There's a penalty flag downfield as well. 25 to work here in the fourth.
Well, it's fourth down.
If it's intentional grounding, it'll be Clay Center's football. So we'll sort things out. Holding on the offense. So they'll take the... Doesn't matter on the...
No.
Intentional grounding because it was fourth down anyway. The Tigers will take over the football. And they can go to a victory formation for the second week in a row. Favorite formation, right, Chet?
Yeah, it absolutely is. Now, you think your quarterback has pressure on you? You have 3 intentional grounding penalties on you.
Yeah, no, you're right. And you don't put them on your quarterback, to be honest.
No.
Not his fault entirely.
Now, Archer's a great quarterback, and he's only a junior. It seems like he's been playing for 5 years.
I agree. Know the name very well. The Tigers go into their victory formation here. All they have to do is snap it, take a knee, with 25 seconds to work, and win number 2 rolls their way here at their opening night at home in the Den. 28-6 your final. Tigers win it on a football Friday night. Stay tuned. Postgame's coming up next.
Tiger Football on KCLY is brought to you in part by Subway of Clay Center, CS Precision Ag of Clifton, Clavin Ford of Clay Center, Patterson Health Mart Pharmacy and Radio Shack, Central Valley Ag, Citizens National Bank of Clay Center, Greenleaf, Belleville, and Concordia, Twin Valley, Geisler Roofing and Home Improvement, State Farm Insurance, Dave Borgerding, agent, and Oldie Seed Farms.
I was putting away inventory when in came Howard Cunningham. Can I help you, Mr. C?
Tomorrow's my anniversary, and I need the perfect gift. 25 years to the most beautiful redhead in the world.
We've got a wonderful selection of McCall's candles and Demdeco willow tree items. We've also got lovely fall home decor, a large selection of new Springbok puzzles, and beautiful Legacy 2017 wall calendars. Not to mention a great assortment of adult coloring books, markers, pens, and pencils.
Marion would love all of this. Central Office Service and Supply Guy, you saved my day.
Back once again for postgame, which is being brought to you tonight by Cloud County Community College, B&D Seamless Gutters, Clay County National Bank, and DMD Designs and Graphics, Washington and Waterville. Postgame is here, and it's another postgame, another impressive win for the Tigers. Almost identical scores the last week against Concordia, 27-6, now 28-6. They did it in a little different fashion, a safety thrown in there, some missed opportunities maybe at a time or two, but the defense was phenomenal. We've already given our stat of the game, but you'll love this one, Chet. 10 sacks for the Tigers tonight.
And that's my favorite stat. That's my favorite stat of all of them. You know, there's nothing more fun than a sack, nothing more fun than watching a team get a sack. And it is almost always, tonight it was, a team effort.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. Then you look at yardage in the game. They held Goodland to 40 yards rushing. That's not, they don't run the ball a lot.
Right.
But 40 yards, and you think of all the yards they lost in those sacks added up. And then the passing yards, 113 is all they give up through the air to a team that loves to throw it around the field.
I'll take that against them any night.
Absolutely. Rushing yards were tough to come by for a while, but the Tigers got it going in the second half. They end up with 213 rushing yards in this ball game, 129 through the air in the game, and they win at 28-6.
I like the mix there. The only thing that I'm going to say is a downer, because that's my job, right? We need to make extra points. You know, there's going to be games where the extra point's going to make a difference. This week, it didn't make a difference, but we need the extra points to be automatic.
And last week, 3 of 4.
Okay.
This week, it didn't seem to be in sync when they were the snap, the hold, everything was a little off time and seemed to be pushing them in different directions. But yeah,
but if you get a safety every once in a while, that kind of makes up for it.
And then a 2-point conversion later on.
Right.
On a pass play. Yeah. Great stuff tonight for the Tigers. They get it done through the air first. Cade Wallace hits Peyton Lane for a 40-yard touchdown pass. That was after the safety the Tigers had put on the board against Goodland. Then it was Levi Fitzenmeyer who went 40 yards downfield to get in the end zone, 3 yards out after putting another big play downfield of his own on the running game. And then, of course, Cade Wallace with an 83-yard touchdown run late third quarter. All that adds up to a 28-6 final here. The Tigers with the win and go to 2-1 on the season. Homecoming's already here next week.
Wow.
Friday night they host the Wamego Red Raiders, their second NCKL matchup of the year. That will wrap it up tonight. Our postgame brought to you by DMD Designs and Graphics, Washington and Waterville, Clay County National Bank, D&D Seamless Gutters, and Cloud County Community College. For our studio engineer, Bernie Fancella, Chet Carlson, as always, appreciate you having in the booth with us on a Football Friday night. This is Rocky Downing telling you to enjoy the rest of your Football Friday.